I ain't gonna lie, I never realize it. I never do. My brain is literally just like, how are we gonna become a billionaire? That's literally my thought process. How can I become a billionaire without offending the least basically with offending the least amount of people, which means I have to make other people around me rich.
Oh, of course.
That's what I figured out. I got to make everyone else around me rich.
That's a different mentality, though. Well, a lot of billionaires wasn't necessarily concerned with the people around them so much as their own pockets.
No, not true. If you think about it, all the people that are billionaires, their circle are rich. They might not be billionaires.
Say that again.
But
they what?
Yeah,
they circle.
All their circle is rich.
You know what?
Put it this way.
We'll go with that. Yeah. All right. No
Like,
disagreements there.
I'm
I'll
just
give you
saying,
that.
like when you look at Jeff Bezos, right? Probably one of the smoothest divorces our whole generation has ever seen.
Oh my God!
Think about it.
It could have got ugly.
It could have.
All that money.
Think about it. It did, and it only took him a year to get it back. Think about that.
Yeah, he wasn't tripping.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Nobody was tripping.
She got remarried, donated a bunch of money too as well.
And she got it. And then she got it right back.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's a place where everything just tapers off. It just tapers off.
It's almost like everything just works automatically.
Yeah.
Right.
And
when you get to a certain point.
Because money, I realized this, and as I've gotten older and as I've made more money, depending on where you are socially, you treat money differently, obviously. But what money is, by default, it's a tool. It's a resource. If you treat money like the end-all, be-all, then that's what it's always going to be to you. I treat money like a resource, though. I literally treat it like a means to an end. Like, oh, I need that. I need to go get that. How much money does that cost? I bet. How do I get this? Move this, move this, move this. Here, cool. Take that money. Give me that. I'm going to make it back. Once I make it back, the money, I just have a renewable resource. That's it.
You said something like real prevalent just then, and I'm saying that because I've been reading this book, Rich Dad Poor Dad.
I read
that
years ago.
Literally, one of his biggest things that he says in this book was, my poor dad would be like, how can I afford this?
Yeah.
His rich dad was like, what can I do to get this?
Right.
Yeah, that's what.
Like the mindset.
But we had that. Remember, we had that conversation before. It's the mindset.
Yeah.
It's all about the mindset.
It
is.
matters so much.
It does.
It matters so much.
Because
That's crazy.
If you're stuck, like, okay, this is a table, right? What's on the table?
Randomness.
That's right. So I'd say, hey, look at the beer bottle. And everyone's looking at the beer bottle. And I start pulling shit off the table. You literally got robbed.
Because you were only focused on a beer bottle.
That's right. Instead of you looking at the table. It's literally the same thought process of, oh my God, we're looking at the trees despite the forest. That's literally what's happening in front of your face. And you're literally, it's happening in front of your face. So of course you're going to afford it. You can afford it. You know why? Because you pay bills your whole life. You're going to work your whole life. So why not work towards the ultimate goal of making it so that way your work life is easier? And not just your work life, your mental health, your ability to actually produce on the level where you can't. Again, my friends and my family, I want everyone to get taken care of. And guess what? You know what that means? That means literally I want you to become rich off of doing the thing that you enjoy and makes you happy. You know why? Because now I have a whole team that of happy men and women with one goal, to keep doing what we do and do it bigger and better. And that's how you become rich. Because guess what? We're doing the thing that we love. You can't stop that. All you can do is pay me more.
And then you're enjoying it, so it's not like it's draining you.
Dude,
at the end of the day, you don't feel like.
I love my job.
I don't know who said it, but if you love what you do, it never seems like it's a job. Wanna know why? When people come to my house, they can eat all the time.
Because
I love to cook.
You're fucking amazing
but
at it.
Yeah, that's okay.
I am amazing at it. But I like to do it, so I'm not bothered by it.
Right.
Like when people come, When people come to the house and they be like, "Oh, you ain't cook? What's wrong with you?"
Ma'am.
Like, so when
the pots are empty.
Right, when people come to my house and I'm not cooking, that's the first thing they say. What's wrong with you? You okay? You okay? You're not cooking today. What's going on? Because they know it's something I like to do. I love to cook.
And let me stop right there real quick to say that may have been the best introduction in the history of BNY. But and just move the show forward before we move the show backwards again. We live, baby.
We live.
We live, man.
How's everybody doing today?
Amazing.
Excellent.
God is good. God is good.
Hey, that intro was fire, by the way. All three. I just sat back and shared the podcast, make sure the audio was good. And I hopped in when I popped in. Marcus, Noob, what's going on with y'all?
Hey.
Marcus, how you feeling, man? I saw your post early today.
What's up,
Let us
man?
know how you doing. Let's go around the room real quick. Red chair.
I'm here as always.
Hey.
Yo.
Oh, you back as always.
Oh, I'm back. I'm back again, baby.
He was here early.
Also true. I mean, behind my man Will, I was here. You know what I'm saying?
We learning new things.
Uh-oh.
Hey, you know what? You know what? What I've had to understand and what I've come to teach myself and what I've been studying and kind of as far as my own journey being a better dev, it's like there's certain aspects and there's certain habits that I've had to break. You
Absolutely.
know? And so even something as simple as just being on time, we take that for granted. You
Absolutely.
know? Especially in the environment that we are operating within, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, we're very liberal over here at BNY. You know what I'm saying? We've had certain shows like, yo, we're gonna start at 6, and then motherfuckers wasn't showing up to 7.
Or
you
8.
know what I'm saying?
Or
8.
9.
And so that doesn't make it right.
No.
And so I've had to kind of understand, like, if you're going to be serious about whatever brand or whatever it is that you're doing, just in life in general, you got to start taking the little things serious, you know? And so just being here on time is just one of those things where regardless of people's perception about what it is we're doing, this is what I need to do for myself and this is what I need to do for us to make us better, you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I'm on this journey right now. Like real life, like I am on an awakening.
That's good.
I've
man.
had an existential crisis, and I'm coming out of it, I believe, to be a better person, a better me. So that's just kind of how I look at that right now. That's why I'm always grateful and always glad to be here. But there will be subtleties and subtle changes that everyone notices. Like, oh, okay, Dev is serious, or Dev is this, or that. Because that's just the new Dev. You know what I'm saying?
Well, translation, you know what this means. Dev about to have a hot boy summer.
Hey, hold on. Hoodie Jakes. No more PG Jakes. It's going to be Hoodie Jakes.
Hey, Harley, what's going on with you? Marcus, alive and well, despite COVID. Yeah, Marcus, he got COVID. So, happy Good Friday.
Oh, man. Sorry to hear that, bro.
So sorry to hear that.
Shoot, I'm glad you're alive and well.
Right.
Exactly.
Hey, man, fight it. You keep on going, all right?
Yeah, well, you
Absolutely.
had it too, right?
I did, man. I survived, yo.
Yes.
You gotta, hey, look, guess what? When you make it through it, dog, look at life as different as you're supposed to.
That's right.
Yeah,
Kiana,
man.
hold a second. Can I get a round of applause for Kiana, please? She's been gone for a little bit. There's a little something in the background.
Welcome
too,
back.
as well.
Welcome
I
back.
had some things I had to take care of.
How's your journey?
It's going. So every day is a process. For the last couple
Progress is a process.
weeks, I have been extremely stressed and overwhelmed. My best friend found out. That's why I wasn't here for a couple weeks. My best friend found out she had some tumors in her head and she had been having seizures and she didn't know why. And then they discovered that she had 2 tumors on her brain and 1 in her nostril. So literally 2 days ago, I just found out she has to have surgery.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So I've been going through that, and that's been a lot. The business has been taken off as is supposed to.
Congratulations.
Very big.
And then just things with my job has changed. My life has changed a lot in the last couple of months. So I'm just trying to balance everything out now. It's again, we take everything day by day. Another day above ground is a blessed one. However, you know, everybody has 24 hours to accomplish their goals in life. And right now my goal is to just be sustainable and stable for my family. And so that means working towards my dream and this completion of year 35 in my life.
35?
Yeah.
Like no crack.
You ready?
What?
You ready for it?
Yeah, I've been ready for this journey for a while. I think in November of last year, I started like a spiritual journey, just looking at things within myself and, you know, allowing God to guide me through a lot of things in my life that I felt like were unbalanced. And now that they are balancing itself out or beginning to balance itself out, I'm beginning to feel a little bit different and starting to see things different.
Hey.
And, the ways of the world is different. I'm reading my Bible more every day.
That's
Oftentimes we stray away from things because we get so accustomed to the way life is for us in an everyday process, and we forget to look back on our foundation. I'm pretty sure everyone in here has a foundation in Christ because our grandparents were very, very strong in their faith. So,
facts.
I strayed away from it, and I'm not one to say it, but I have definitely found my faith again. And with that comes a lot of things that I wasn't prepared for mentally. So in order to get myself back in a mental state, I had to take a couple steps away and do what I call a butterfly isolation. And that's literally isolating myself to the point where I couldn't have anybody around and deal with myself. Because I feel like a lot of people don't deal with their self. They'll deal with the being of their self, meaning that, okay, this is who you are. You are a father. You are a husband. You are an engineer. You're a producer. But who are you? And a lot of people don't. They define these things by accolades, but they don't realize who they are within self. Yep. So I had to take the time to figure out who I was in self. And it's going to be a process, and, I'm going to be learning a lot about myself as I am now. But in learning more about myself, like I said, I found my faith back in God. There are a lot of things, like Dev said, in my journey that I changed about myself or my self-worth. I realized, I got comfortable with my size as far as, like, weight goes. So that's another journey that I'm on. I've definitely...
I feel you on that, girl.
I've definitely lost...
workout.
Yeah, I definitely lost... now I think I'm at, like, 23 pounds.
Nice.
Hey.
But,
Congrats on that, man.
my goal is to be back at that Army standard weight. And hey, listen, I'm 35, so it's a lot to get into, but it's a process. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta work twice as hard, man.
Right, working out and eating clean is like my biggest thing right now.
Well, Harley said, shout to that awesome food that you cooked.
That's gonna be the biggest thing,
man. Y'all are welcome. Listen, anytime y'all come up here, I told you when I come back down there to Chesapeake. It's always love. Like, y'all got it. Y'all ain't even got to ask. I'm just going to do it automatically.
Ooh, there it is.
There you go, y'all.
Will Bowser.
We'll always get the food, though. It don't matter. Hey, if he can't come, he sends his plate. Like, hey, make sure
hey, man,
I get this.
Let me get mine.
You going over there? I need to get this.
Man, my grandmother and grandfather are from the South, yo. So.
Hey. Will, how you doing, man?
Oh, my God. These last 48 hours have been the greatest blessing and the most interesting time.
Just talk yours. Move right into number one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
What's going on? What's going on in your life? Hey, before we do.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Keep talking. We'll take the shot as you talk a little bit more.
Oh, I mean, we can do it whenever.
Let's let the people know why we're taking the shot.
Okay, so, hey, for all those that don't know, my name is William Bowser. I am the owner or co-owner, along with my wife, Tracy Bowser, of Quality Touch Studios. I got to shout out my significant other.
Of course. You better. You better. Because if
she's amazing.
Me and Tracy going to get on you.
Facts, yo. She's amazing, though. Like, hey, look, you know the funny thing is? There has not been one interview I've never, ever, ever had that I've never mentioned my wife.
Of course.
Not one.
Ooh, that's how it should be.
Hey, damn right.
Mm-hmm. Go.
I'm gonna run this up for like decades, and some smart ass kid one day on the internet is gonna be like, okay, they're gonna look at it and they're gonna make a whole collage. This was fire, yo.
Media training.
Facts, right? But co-owner, operator of Quality Touch Studios. Right now, building our B room, working with major label and indie label artists. We do everything at Quality Touch Studios. We do recording work for audio, obviously. Mm-hmm. We do singing, songwriting, production. We also work with movies and documentaries. We do children's books, everything, literally everything. And that's literally out of one room right now. So the second room is getting built and finished up, and it is going to be amazing. Now, breaking into what I was talking about, the reason why I'm on the podcast today, because I was blessed to be able to mix these incredible records for, number one, first artist, Brian Fresco, who is part of the Save Money team. He came out with a single, which came out yesterday, featuring Lil Zell, who signed to 300 Entertainment and was found literally by Kevin Lyles and signed for $2 million. And then the other feature y'all might know, name is Chance the Rapper. I don't know if you ever heard of him or not.
Something's like
sort of a big deal. Also on the Save Money team. And yeah, so that was yesterday's record that came out. And then on top of that, we also had today's record from an amazing R&B artist named James Worthy. This man has worked with everybody in the industry, and sure, most people are gonna be like, James Worthy, the basketball player. No. Definitely a singer, definitely a songwriter, definitely a producer. Amazing man. He has completely and utterly helped redefine R&B. Period. He's one of those hidden gems that either you know or you don't know, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people are getting to know because he's doing amazing with his new single called In the Dark. And of course, Fresco's single with Chance and Zell is called Bad For You, and I mixed both of those records. I know that In the Dark, I'm not really sure who did the mastering for that, so I apologize for the man or woman that did the record. I do know that for Bad For You, it was mastered by my amazing friend and great overall mastering engineer and Drake's mastering engineer. Just toss that out there, Chris Athens. So
nice.
You've been working with him for a while.
Oh yeah, between Chris and Alex, Brandon, I have an amazing stable of mastering engineers that literally have helped my career. I can literally say they helped build me and mold me into this mixing engineer that I am now, because the job of a great mastering engineer is to point out my flaws. And I love that. Okay. I love that. I look at myself. I look at myself when I make a record. I'm like clay. If there's a flaw in the clay, help me chop it off and let's make it rock.
So you're okay with criticism?
Yeah, all the time. When you know what? When I was a younger engineer, you know the funny thing about being a younger engineer that I did, which now that I'm older was the stupidest crap I ever did, but I guess I had to go through that to get to where I am. I would take it personally when a client would say, I didn't like something you did on a mix. And then me, being the overachiever, would take it so personal that I'd redo the whole mix. And now it's a whole new string of problems.
Ooh, I got you. Instead of just fixing
the one thing that they asked or the couple of things. I've had clients ask for 20 things to get changed. Guess what? Now that I'm older, I change those 20 things. And you know what happens? Oh, this sounds awesome. Thank you so much. And that's the end of that. Record gets put out.
Let's take the shot to your accomplishments, man. Let's take the shot to your accomplishments.
Shout out to Will
also,
Bowser, man.
Appreciate your time. We've done many a podcast together.
Oh, yeah, man. Definitely.
Future podcasts we've already talked about.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. So,
family out.
Will's been rocking out with us for a while, so, and the feeling is mutual, too, as well. Congrats, my friend. Cheers to it.
Of course.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you to all of y'all, man.
Will Bowser, man. Will and Tracy Bowser. Let's make it clear.
Man.
Hey, don't forget the kids.
Yeah. Oh yeah, facts. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, and shout out to, of course, my team at the studio. Shout out to Slim the engineer. Shout out to Antonio Wayside. You know, shout out to Matt Handy. Shout out to my man Gino. Shout out to Austin Tolles. Shout out to the people that on a day-to-day basis, even if they're not there, their presence is always felt because they share things. They give me advice. We talk things of that nature. I can't be understated. You know?
Absolutely.
Like even with y'all, talking with y'all, and when I talk to even on an individual basis, you know what I'm saying? It keeps my mind moving.
True.
It helps me define the move of what I might do next or the flow of things. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all, and everyone knows I have a lot of faith.
Of course.
So for me, I don't see these interactions as it's just happenstance. I look at it like this is supposed to happen. Cool. Lead me, guide me, however it's supposed to rock. Let's go. Simple.
That's it. That's all.
Yeah. Listening has been the best decision in my life next to marrying my wife.
That man said listening.
Yeah, like
listening.
Oh, listening.
That's how important it is.
I'm gonna take a shot to that.
Yo,
man,
take that shot. Take that shot.
I'm gonna take a shot to that.
No, listening and getting out of my own way.
Ooh, that's huge.
Not thinking that my way is the best way all the time has helped me become who I am today.
So what do you think? What do you think it took for you to get to that point, though?
Fucking up.
I was about to say, were there some failures in there?
Some failures. Right.
So listen, what I like to say, I don't like to say
I'm on my second marriage.
Right?
Of course there was. So
listen, but wait. So a failure, right, is something that, one, you didn't learn from, and two, you didn't get back up from. So you didn't fail in your marriage. You didn't fail.
Well, no, because technically with my ex-wife, it's a failure because I definitely didn't go back.
Right, but you learned lessons because you definitely didn't take what you took in your first marriage to your next marriage, right? So it was a lesson learned. So it wasn't a failure. It was just a stumble. Yeah. Because that failure, quote unquote, made you better for the next chapter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, I agree with you on that. I 100% agree with you. I look at it this way. I am 100% transparent on my past life with my ex-wife because I was just a piece of shit guy. I really was. And I'm not saying I was just trash all the time. I wasn't beating her ass and shit like that. It's just I was just a really shitty husband and a really shitty guy because I was selfish. And and my selfishness never led to the success that I wanted. You see what I'm saying? And though I always had good intentions, again, so what? The good intentions mean absolutely nothing if me at the core, I couldn't handle it.
You couldn't handle what?
I when I was younger, you couldn't throw success at me when I was younger because though the hard work was there, the appreciation was there, my actual life that I live would not have been able to survive it. Simple. My life that I had wouldn't have survived it. And thus, because we all live a life, we share our existence with our significant other, I wouldn't be able to handle it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, the rich, put it this way, rich and famous 20-something-year-old Will wouldn't be as calm, cool, collective, and thought motivated like I am now at the age of 37.
That's definitely growth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, it wasn't just stumbling and falling. I fell off the building. So I didn't die, clearly, but I have to get up.
So you had to fall hard,
of course,
to be successful.
Yeah, yeah.
That mirrors that echoes a lot of very successful men and women in
well,
general.
yeah, because we all think we're invincible.
I was about to say, but that happens a lot. Like you hear a lot of the success stories where people say like they completely fail before they were actually like successful.
Because
so
it's
you
the
had,
listening.
Yeah, but you that too.
But listening
the failure.
Well, go ahead.
The failure part, like when people fail, right? They fail at their expectations. They fail at what they thought or what they wanted to do in life, not what was supposed to happen. It was what they wanted to happen.
So I love that because so let's define failure in the context of what we're talking about.
Right.
So when I say failure, I failed to live up to the expectations that God had for me.
Exactly.
And because I recognize it now that I'm a grown-ass man,
right.
I recognize that it makes doing what I do easier. Why?
Exactly.
Because I know what the expectations are. And because I follow what the expectations are because it's literally what I want. It's what I asked for. Right. I get what I asked for.
So it's that manifestation that we was talking about before. Yeah. See? Listen.
It's not hard. Take the journey is whatever the journey was meant to be because it's what I asked for. So you can't complain about it. Like who complains? Who says, "Oh man, I want to be a billionaire"? They complains about the fucking journey to get to being a billionaire. Like, really? Do you complain about being a billionaire when you become a billionaire? No. You might have billionaire problems, but really? What you ask yourself at that point, would you do it differently? The answer most of them are gonna be like, I probably wouldn't do it differently to get here, but I know what I would have done differently to get here sooner.
Right.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Jay-Z, 444, he says, a loss isn't a loss, it's a lesson.
Absolutely.
And I completely agree with that. So I'm going to ask you this, Will. What do you think is the biggest lesson you learned as far as being in the profession that you're in?
Like I said, listening. As an audio engineer, and now, oh Lord, now of course, as an older audio engineer, and I throw that out there because I don't want people to look at it like you know I'm claiming my age because I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and I survived long enough to be this age. So I'm very grateful to be 37, going on 38, because again, I'm from Brooklyn. And I grew up in the 90s, so that's an achievement. First off, like I ain't supposed to be here, and trust me, I done seen and buried quite a few of my friends from childhood. So yeah, at this amazing age that I'm in right now, listening is the best thing I could teach showcase, and be the model of, because listening will get you more. It will. And it will get you more, and abundantly more, in all facets, in all cases. There's never a time where listening won't become literally the door that opens up to the success that you're trying to claim. Listening. It's literally listening. Yes, Jay-Z is 100% right. And yeah, when I listened, when I paid attention, when I changed who I am and who I was into who I am now, and just continue to grow because I'm listening. Look, at the studio, Antonio was the youngest engineer there. Highly skilled, extremely savvy, listens to everything. Hard-headed, sure, but he's young. Comes with the territory. You young, you make mistakes. You don't have to do that, but you do it because that's just how life kind of goes. But guess what? I don't care how old he is or how young he is. He has a suggestion. Guess what? Excuse me. If it works, it works. I'm not too proud to say, yo, I appreciate that. This made this record better. You go get this credit. I'll put your name on these credits.
Of course.
Like, I'm not too proud to hold the baton by myself. I don't care how old I am. I don't care how many accolades I got. I don't care how many big name records and rappers and singers and whatever who I work with. I respect everyone's opinion, because even the bum on the street who chose that life could give me words of wisdom. You know what I mean? And those words of wisdom can lead to bigger and better greatness for myself. Just because people choose something doesn't mean they're not filled with wisdom. Doesn't mean you got to follow their example, but wisdom can be given by anybody from anywhere at any time.
I like that.
I completely agree with that. I mean, I've said in the podcast before, I've heard this from other people, this ain't even me, but you can learn from an idiot.
Yeah.
You can learn a lot.
Yeah.
So everybody has something to offer.
No one's telling you to be an idiot.
Yeah.
no one's saying, hey, go be just as stupid. No one's telling you to jump off the bridge. Everyone's telling what the lesson to be learned is, when someone is jumping off the bridge, it's not the fact that you shouldn't jump off the bridge. You should learn from the reason why they jumped off the bridge and don't do it yourself.
Right.
That's what the lesson is to be learned. Everyone takes everything at face value. Sometimes you got to research it. You got to dig yourself. You, like you said, it's the internal that people don't understand. And as I get older, I start to understand myself more. And because I understand myself more, I'm more confident. That confidence exudes in the work that I do and how I interact with people.
Right.
Because nobody wants someone that's lukewarm. Yeah. And guess what? I love my job. And because I love my job, I'm about it every time. Every chance I get, every check, every piece of money, every time I shake a hand, every time I give a hug, I'm about it.
Okay.
And because I'm about it, guess what? Everyone around me is about it too.
Hold on. I think Hoodie Jakes might have to pass the baton to Pastor Bowser over here. Yo, he is spitting some knowledge.
Hey, it's Good Friday, right?
Right.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Definitely.
Hey, leave receive these comments for real quick for you. Amber, she may be in the podcast here.
Yeah,
here sooner
Oh
or
yeah,
later.
hey, look,
Congratulations.
I appreciate it, Amber.
Yeah.
She threw it out there.
She threw it out there.
So
Yeah.
we might have a
you know
guest
what, Amber,
guest appearance.
I missed it, but okay,
Hey, come
I'm
on.
ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
We might have to be. She might be on there. So
might-
we might have a guest appearance by Amber.
See, Trez Hayes in Florida. Hey, shout out to you, baby. And Christine Ward said, "Look, my beautiful sis," for my man Dev over there. So
Hey,
Wait a
there you
minute.
go.
No.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say she wasn't talking about me. What's up, girl?
I cannot.
Amber said, "Hey, y'all. Hey, Amber, confirm that for us. We
Yes,
curious about this whole
Amber,
podcast thing.
I
We
am
curious.
really curious. I must have missed that. That was when I was out. She confirmed it, like she was gonna come by.
Hey, Will, we're gonna confirm that. We gonna confirm that. Hey, Will, let me ask you this. What you working on now? You got anything new that you can break off for us?
All right, so I got one hidden feature in the works that I've told my I've definitely
I'm so upset. I did not know about this.
you know
Can you say it or
No, hell
Okay,
no,
all right, just asking.
because the internet is full of
Hey.
full of Sherlock Holmes
Hey.
out here.
Wait.
Hey, I love to get a BNY exclusive.
Do little sis get like a background? Like
You know what?
who
When
it
we
is?
go off the air, I'll tell you.
Okay.
I'll
That's
I
not
will
for the
tell you.
B-sides either.
No, it's not
Oh,
for the
no.
B-side. Not for the B-side.
Put it this way. I will give this one clue. I am definitely working with a top 10 artist in the entire world. The whole world.
Wait,
not
what?
Yeah, not a couple of regions. We're talking top 10 whole world. And I'm not telling you nothing else after that. I will tell you who it is, but I said the world.
Don't let
Quality touch just weighed in.
Hey,
You can share. Don't what?
Oh yeah, Mara. Oh yeah. So I have an up and coming pop artist that I've been working with.
Really?
Her name is Mara. She's got this amazing record named Abracadabra. And I'm talking amazing. It is definitely climbing. It is definitely featured all over the place. I put it this way: you type her name in, she starts popping up.
Where's she from?
She's from West Virginia.
Yo, we talked about this.
Yeah.
We had this conversation.
She is from a nice little small town in West Virginia, and they are showing.
I seen a video. Did you?
I
You
did.
showed me a video of her.
You.
Yes, you did. Sitting
And
on the couch.
I told you.
Yes. Okay. I know you're talking about now. Okay.
You haven't seen the video. You haven't seen the music video.
No, not that.
I feel like
No. Look. She. Let me tell y'all right now. She's one of those artists that this is one of those moments that is preordained by God.
Okay.
And y'all know I never say nothing like that. I've never said this particular thing. 100% preordained by God. So I'm gonna give y'all this quick background story on how she came to be from West Virginia to here. So her dad is a pastor. She has been through all kinds of ups and downs, been through all kinds of places as far as competitions and stuff like that for singing, right? This girl has natural talent. Enough natural talent that I question a lot of the places that she went to go sing in the talent agencies. And when I'm talking talent agencies, we're talking America's Got Talent. We're talking any kind of star, anything. We're talking
Idols, Access,
yeah, we're talking all that. She went to these things, right? Now, her dad, after seeing his daughter cry for the final time, was like, okay, I got to do something. So he went online looking for studios, and something told him to come to mine.
Okay.
They're in West Virginia. They are 2 hours away. I want you to realize that there are a lot, and I know this because as a studio owner, I know all the studios from West Virginia here because my grandmother used to live in West Virginia, and I promise you, I studied my competition, so I know. And there are some big, very big name studios that some of the greatest artists in the world and of all time have recorded in between here and West Virginia. I promise you. So something told him to come to mine. Talked on the phone. He said he loved my energy. They came down as a family. Whole family came down. Brought a guitar. And they were like, yeah, we figured we'd go record. And I said, no, we're not recording today. Let's talk. Let's talk about what's gonna happen. You say you want to be in this business. Let's talk about it. What you need to expect. Now, she hadn't told me her story or nothing like that yet. Just that, she had been doing it. She'd been singing and this and that and third. She'd been classically trained. She'd been singing her whole life. Cool. Brought a guitar.
Right.
And we talked about the business. Literally, we talked about the business first.
Right.
Period.
First and foremost.
Gotta talk about the business.
But that's anybody you sit down with, though. I think that's something you do to gauge where they are mentally and about what they want to do.
And just for further clarification, when I say talk about the business, I'm not talking about we're talking about pricing and whatnot. No.
Right.
We're talking about the music business because I've been here for almost 20 years now. So I know how the business rocks out. We're talking, hey, these are the kind of people you're going to run into. Hey, these are the kind of people that might help you out. These are the kind of people that might try to snake you. We're talking the whole gamut because I'm not going to hold nothing back from someone that's starting out. But if I don't give you the armor to be prepared for battle,
right.
I'm just sending you out here to get slaughtered. And that's
Pass
not
the Bowser, ladies and gentlemen.
that ain't never that ain't never been me. That's never been me. I don't do that.
Amber said she coming next Friday.
Hey,
we're gonna lock that in.
Y'all pick,
exactly.
y'all picking her
y'all
up?
picking me up?
No.
She said
I will
y'all
handle
picking
that
her
because she wild. I got that.
Oh. Oh, okay.
So
I was like, wait,
oh, yeah,
what
facts.
happened?
Super facts, right? So basically, she comes in, she plays her guitar, she does this record that she hadn't recorded. She just did this song for her hometown.
Okay.
Right. This joint was amazing. You hear me?
Okay.
We're talking Katy Perry. We're talking Halsey. We're talking Taylor Swift. We're talking high-end amazing. You hear me? Like, I am not exaggerating. If this girl was here right now and she played something live, everybody would be like, woo, what? Who didn't want to sign you? What the fuck?
Why?
And that's exactly what my brain said. And she's like, so what do you think? I think you're amazing. I think that, I don't know who told you that you're not good enough, great enough, or that the Lord didn't bless you with a voice, but whoever said that, fuck them. Straight like that.
Exactly.
Fuck them. You here now. So, what do you need from me?
Right.
Well, anything would help. I'm looking for management, and you know what? I know somebody that's looking for an artist. And one of the best managers I know, literally the owner and operator of Magnum Music LLC, dog, hit him up. And again, I don't do certain things because I just don't work a certain way unless God has to move me to make a move. You hear me?
Say that one more time for the people in the back who didn't hear. Say that one more
dead
time.
serious. God has to move me to make a move. Now, I make a lot of moves, but I promise you, if God ain't pushing me to do it, it ain't happening. It's just not happening.
Excellent.
All right, I promise. And all my team move that way. So I don't care what no one might think or say. That's how they move. So just to let the word be out there.
Okay.
So I hit up Mag, and Mag was like, "Okay." He's like, "So send me something that she's recorded. She ain't never recorded. Really? You need to go hear her. You need to go hear her." Okay, Will. Okay. I bet. Him and his wife drive out to West Virginia.
Damn.
Okay.
Get a call a couple of days later. Will, this girl is phenomenal. I have 3 different contracts to give this girl.
Wow.
She's currently signed to Magnum Music LLC.
Wow.
So that speaks to what you said earlier as far as your circle. You're not necessarily the only one that's focused as far as creating your billion.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You know, you're all about bringing the environment, your circle up with you, bro. That's a testament right there to what you was talking about, bro. You're not just saying.
Oh, she'll be here. No,
you're living.
She'll be on this podcast because I've been talking to them about.
She's coming.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
Yeah, she'll be here. I've literally been talking, but I've been because I talk to him about everything. Because I literally will hit him up and be like, "Yo, who you want?" He's like, "Man, tell every artist you work with. Come on." I've been talking to him.
Open invitation.
Yeah, because she's on a radio run right now, or she's on a promo run.
Nice.
So she got a PR rep, and we're talking.
She's doing it. She's doing it.
Like I said, go type that name up.
I'm happy.
Yo,
I'm legit.
She's on,
like that's
her lyrics for her single are on Genius.
What?
That's official.
Really?
Yeah, dog. Yeah. Like you got her single is crazy, and that's the thing.
It's called what?
It's called Abracadabra. So literally type in her name, Mara, and then type in Abracadabra, and
that's what's up.
The single, the y'all ain't heard nothing yet. Oh my God, y'all don't know the follow-up single. The follow-up single is gonna make it.
Look, it came up.
Yeah. Look, let me tell you right now.
No, like it really did.
Listen to me.
And it was like on the first 3 on Google.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's top 3 on Google right now.
Listen to me. Her PR guy is that
Keon,
guy.
how many searches? Like, if you could look, how many searches relevant to that topic that you put in? Give
her?
a frame of reference, because they show you it's like out of 300,000.
Oh, at the top of the page.
Yeah.
How many joints out of? How many pages out of?
I don't know. Like, what do I do?
Right. It should be. Oh, it doesn't show it on the app.
Okay, don't. All right.
You have to be on like the
you know
actual
what I'm
Chrome,
saying though. It's like, yo, when you got the Google joint and you type it in, it'll say.
So look, when I went to search her name.
That's tough.
Yeah,
that's tough.
Let me tell you.
So
this single will make her popular.
Okay, so because I just clicked on it, it's at the top though, right?
Yeah.
Oh
but
she there.
She's tough.
Listen to me.
I've heard her.
And
she's
then
tough.
it's like
I'm telling y'all right now.
It's every music stream you can think of.
Yeah.
It's like.
Yeah, that's my man.
Of course.
You know too?
Of course.
The underground mayor of DC.
If y'all ain't know, we got Nell back here too as well. Of course you do. Underground mayor of DC.
Yeah, I did them joints, the 5 joints that she had put out. Yeah. Oh Lord. Look. Let me tell you. Put it this way. And this is me and your side conversation. A lot of craziness happened. All that craziness is over with. Okay. So all that and all parties involved have settled their issues. Yep. No, they ain't cool, but yeah. On the adult level,
my bad, cordial.
Yes, but all parties involved, they're cool. Put it that way. And I know it was crazy.
Hey, for everybody out there, we're not putting a BNY investigator on that one.
So
that case is closed.
We're not.
Nah.
What was said there doesn't need to be said. I got no idea either. I don't want to know.
That sounds like some don't need to know stuff. No.
Because I know,
we don't need to know.
I know, trust me. it is good. I promise you, because Anaya got something crazy coming up, and that's the thing. It's the music business. There are things that happen, and it happens sometimes for a reason. On both sides of the coin, let me tell you, it was crazy. That was crazy. That was crazy.
Damn.
But again, how it ended though is you about to see Anaya in a way that you ain't never ever seen before, and I'm talking fire.
Love.
Plus, there's some. I gotta tell you some other things.
Oh,
Yeah, they know. Like I said, ain't no
ladies
B.
and gentlemen.
They say no
Ain't gonna be no
B-sides.
B-sides today.
Hey,
none
Will,
whatsoever.
Okay. Let me get back to Mara though. Yeah, look, let me get back to Mara. So again, with Mara, her single is really great. She has a great single.
Mm-hmm.
Her follow up though, will make her a star.
Her follow up will make her a star.
The follow up single will make her a star because she does pop, and again, pop has a certain way, and that genre moves a certain kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
People get popular in that genre. The second single
hot.
though will
That determines.
Put it this way: this first single is the tinder for the fire. That second single is the blaze for the fire. And I'm talking crazy.
Really?
Yeah, you hear it and you're gonna be like, what? I'm gonna be like, yeah, and she played that joint. You're gonna be like, it's gonna make you look at her different.
I got a question, man.
I can't wait.
Because, you're explaining everything concerning this new artist, Mara, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to, because I know nothing about the music industry, right? So I want to understand it from your perspective. You got this hot new artist, Mara.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say, yes or no, would you say you discovered her?
No.
Okay, no. How does that translate to you as far as propping her up?
Everybody eat, B.
Well, I want to understand.
Okay, put it this way.
You ain't got to get all deep.
No,
but
I'm
I just
not.
want
I'm not. Okay.
How does it for you?
Me personally, me saying it personally, I'll say no. You might ask around. Some people will tell you yes.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm not a glory hog. Glory hog.
That is
Yeah.
true.
Right.
So for me,
you'll
not,
push regardless.
Yeah, I'm not here for the spotlight. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I work on a lot of records from a lot of artists, but there are a lot of great records that I have touched that I actually believe in, and it's not just oh yeah, it's the flavor of the month. No, this is one of those people. Put it this way: there's 20 artists in my arsenal right now that I'll tell people they will go the distance, and I'm not lying. And you'll hear the records and be like, "Holy crap, who?"
It's good.
Why is this not? Why? And you will ask the questions, and I'm gonna look at you and go, because it's not that time yet. That's all.
Oh, so timing is everything.
Of course it is.
As far as
Absolutely.
release.
Of course. Yeah, because you got to plan it all out. Everything has to get planned out. Not only that, when you're dealing with new situations, you have to move accordingly. So you know what I'm saying? Put it this way: if I give you $1 million,
Right.
you're a millionaire now.
Technically.
Were you a millionaire before I gave it to you?
No, man, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
Welcome to being a millionaire. So now you have to learn how to maneuver through life as a millionaire. And now, when you make your second million, cool. Now you got two. You see what I mean?
Start building.
It's the process of it's the growing process of as you gain more, because you have to learn. These are the baby steps that make you learn to become the person that you always knew that you could be.
Are you ever concerned about the destruction though?
Of course. That's why God has blessed me with the wisdom that I have now.
Well, I'm not necessarily referencing you.
No, I'm talking about the artist.
But
I talk to the artist about.
So you're
everything.
implementing into your artists like certain wisdom, certain things
course.
to kind of keep them afloat.
Yeah.
You're not just like, yo, I'm mixing, boom, sending you out there to the
I'm,
wolves.
I'm teaching the artists how to
You're
make money.
teaching-
I'm telling them, hey, this is going to come. Hey, when you become highly successful and you have to perform in a crowd of 5, 10, 15, 20,000 people, at least half of them are trying to rip your clothes off and take whatever memorabilia for the memory. But at the end of the day, you have to now mentally deal with that. Yeah, I'm going to tell them that. Why? Because I've seen it happen. when I was younger, when I was an up and coming artist, and when I was signed to a developmental deal with Universal. I seen it happen. I've been on them tours. I seen it happen. So yeah, guess what? This is gonna happen, and I wasn't even big.
We talked about that a little bit too as well.
Yeah, dog, like I seen it, and because I've seen it, I want them to know, hey, you can survive this. It's not something that's an impossible task. This is a new journey for you. You've never been here before, but guess what? That's what God has brought me here for. I'm here to help you. You don't gotta listen, but here it is.
Might behoove you to though, just a little bit.
You know, I'm here. I'm here because I was put here.
I love the word behoove, by the way.
I do too as well. I got a question. Everything you just mentioned right there. Yeah, word of the day.
Behoove.
Is there something as far as like mental health services that you would think about offering to artists?
To. If you didn't before today, you need to.
I personally don't know personally because I have not gone and partaken in any kind of mental health services myself. I would love to. I would love to see a therapist because my life has been full of crazy ups and downs, and I would love to sometimes just unload the baggage that weighs me down or the things that just stay on my shoulders to somebody. Unfortunately, because I grew up in the 90s and I am a product of the environment that I was raised in, I have the masculine mentality of just holding my baggage because it's the thing that makes me more manly. And unfortunately, that's just something that I just can't get rid of. I can't shake it. But again, it's who I am. It's how I am. So I don't look at it as a character flaw or a defect. I look at it as this is who I am. I was built to sustain this. If I can, I will. If I can't, I will still be who I am. That's how it is.
Well, BNY got you. So
of course.
Yeah, you just talk yours on here.
All day, every day.
Yeah.
Again, it's one of those things where again, it's I've realized this as I get older.
I can't wait to be able to clip this in 5 years.
Oh,
yeah, look,
Hey, we got some podcasts about 2 years ago. I can click on right now.
What about the very first one?
What?
Where we just had like the long table.
Oh, the table?
He was on that one. He was on that one.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
He was.
With the wings and the hot sauce, baby.
We had that one. We had one before that when
We had
Keon
one
was running the
before-
boards.
We had one before that.
I'm about to say that wasn't the first one.
No, that was like the fourth or the fifth one.
Yeah. I was definitely one of y'all first guests. That was hilarious.
Definitely
it was.
That was the one where he was rapping on there. Remember?
Hold
he was
on.
rapping on there. Like we caught a snippet. Yeah, he was.
Oh,
No, that was the after show. That was the after show.
That was the B-sides, Joan. BTW.
Oh, hey, look.
We're not even gonna talk about Will Bowser as the motherfucking spitter. We ain't gonna get on that.
Man.
Oh, it is Freestyle Fridays.
Everyone that knows that I can rap knows that I can rap.
Hold on. You gotta put an emphasis on the can
like really
rap.
can. Like really can.
Can rap.
I've definitely shown. I've showcased my skill.
You showed your motherfucking ass, nigga. Stop being humble. Stop playing. What you talking about right now, bro? You had me and this nigga taking TikTok before it was popular videos and Instagram, nigga.
Oh man,
you can spit with the best of them,
and
bro.
does it like effortlessly.
It's so easy.
Like
stop it.
He's just so humble about it. Like, yeah, I can do it, but
he's like, oh,
that's not what I do.
Y'all got this stuff.
Y'all got that.
Oh man.
Stop it, bro.
Everybody, let me tell you.
See, real quick. Yo, let me dive on this real quick, man, because I get excited when I talk about my man Will Bowser because he is an amazing individual in the DMV, and it's not just because of what he's doing at Quality Touch Studios. Will Bowser puts on for Black-owned entrepreneurs in the DMV in general.
Absolutely.
So whenever my man in the studio, I'm excited. But I'm going to say this, my bro.
I already know.
Okay? You got... Yo, can I throw your accolades out there real quick? Can I do this?
Sure.
Just a little bit. Not,
he is.
Don't give him all to
I'm
him.
not going to give it all to him. I'm going to say, look, Grammy, he is a Grammy
podcast
voter,
purposes.
right? Grammy, correct me if I'm wrong. You are a Grammy voter, okay?
He is.
You are currently a top 50 engineer, okay? On the top 100 Billboard, right?
Yeah.
You've worked with clients such as Chance the Rapper that was featured on certain songs, right?
This is Chance the Rapper is new. Go back a couple years.
Well. I will preface my comments because I've only known Will for about 8 months now, so I don't know early things before that.
Okay.
So I'm only going on, and this is just what I know right now in 8 months. You know what I'm saying? But bro, why I'm saying all this is because Will has done amazingly well in that. But I promise you, bro, if he ever decided to spit,
yeah, it'd be a problem.
Niggas would be like,
it would be a problem. I know.
He can do that too?
Yeah, it would be a problem. It would.
Dog, you're an inspiration, bro.
I know.
I've never sat in an environment, in a setting with someone, and I'm as talented as you.
Hands down, right?
Now I'm gonna say this. I've sat with you know my pedigree. You know, as far as basketball goes, I've sat with future Hall of Famers. I've played with those guys. I've played with a lot of people that got a lot of accolades behind them. But they were always one-dimensional. You were good at something, and you were extremely good at that. We know this. But you, my guy, I don't believe there's anything that you can touch that won't be successful, bro.
Agree. I agree to that. 120%.
Yo.
To include the people in your circle. You are not the type of person.
I will
and this
say
is
this.
Amazing.
I will say this.
To allow somebody to be in your circle and not be successful at all. It's not an option. If they are in your circle, it is destined for them to be successful. It doesn't matter who it is.
No, you're right.
If they enter your circle, they have to be successful. I don't know on what type of level it is, but that is your manifestation to everybody who comes into contact with you. Exactly. I have seen it firsthand the last, 7 years, something about that?
Yeah, more or less.
In the last 7 years, anybody who has approached you, who has sat down and actually talked to you and had a one-on-one with you, has been successful.
I've definitely
that's a blessing.
I've changed quite a few lives. I know that.
So my friend and I, we use his word, and we say it's a prostitute for God, right? Mm-hmm. And I see you as being that prostitute, right? You manifest, because, I mean, literally, like, for real. You manifest, like, success in so many people. And you are so humble about, you not being the foundation of their success. You not helping them see this. You don't take credit for any of that. Like, the first thing I always hear you say is, it's not me, it's God.
Yeah, of course.
Prostitute. Prostitute for God. All day. All day.
You
God
sold
prostitute.
out.
But you manifest, like, life into so many people. And then people wonder why, like, you're so humble and you're so giving and you're so honest and you're so loyal. It's because at the end of the day, nothing is yours. You don't claim anything is yours. I didn't do this for me. God did this through me. I'm just his vessel. He just using me.
Well, that's what. Look, listen.
So I'm just a prostitute. He just using me.
And this
to
is
get
for
to you.
Listen, this for any Christian that listens and whatnot. I cuss, so that ain't between that. That's between me and God.
It's cussing Christians out there.
Facts, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Personal relationship.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing. I realized that again when I didn't listen, I didn't get the results I wanted.
Right.
So when I did the soul searching, when I was just like, Lord, what is it?
Right.
And God's like, it's you, nigga. like what do you mean? I give you everything you asked for, and you the one that stay fucking it up. It's not me, it's you. And then when I realized that it was me, and I was like, you know what? You're right. It's me. Guess what? I'm gonna step the fuck back. I'm gonna sit here in this passenger seat. I'm not touching the radio station. I'm just gonna ride. Mm-hmm. And when I learned to just do that, I became really successful.
Yeah.
I asked God for an amazing woman. Guess what? I got my wife. I asked God for a successful business. We're building a second room in my house. Don't nobody else that has a home studio do that. Ain't no one doing that. Mm-hmm. Ain't nobody doing that. And you know what? And you know who is the commander in chief of that build? My wife. I love it. I couldn't have asked for nothing more or better, but I do all the time, and God delivers. That's the thing. God delivers. And I got no qualms but to receive it and take it because it's what I asked for.
Yeah.
So any hardships that come is just part of the blessing. Anything that rides through or comes through, any storms, any rain, any doubts and stuff like that, ain't nobody got doubts in my circle. You know why? Because God always comes through. And I don't mean sometimes. I don't mean, oh, man, it's amazing. Listen to me. I said always, and I'm not exaggerating. Always. Like, literally. Lord, I don't know how I'm going to make this rent. Cha-ching.
That part.
That part.
Lord.
That part.
I need
All the way that part.
I need to do this, and this. Bop, there it is. Dog, there ain't nothing that I ever asked God for in my life right now that he hasn't manifested to be here in my presence right now. And and again, because y'all know me, and we've talked about things from last year,
right?
Y'all see it manifesting this year because we talked about it manifesting this year.
Right.
True.
All of us, everyone in this room, I talked to about things from last year manifesting right now. Is it not?
Very
Is it
true.
not?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, and everything is manifesting. I said we were going to start another room and have it done this year. Hey, are we not?
Hey,
did I not say I was going to have big and major label clients popping out of our studio? Did we not? Back to back, 2 days in a row right now. Literally, my last 48 hours have been wild.
That's what's up.
That's what I'm saying. This, huh? Hey, like this is it. I'm a living testament. When people say, "Yeah, I'm a living testament to all this thing that God have done," I'm a legit living testament because anyone that knows where I used to be, where I used to live, where I came from, you can literally, my timeline is chronicled. You can see all the old things that I did. You can tell when the blessings kicked in. You can see on any of my social media when I listened, and you can tell when I didn't listen. You can tell because I chronicled it through my whole social media experience, and because I did it, guess what? There it is for the world to see it. This nigga spitting. Hey, hey, man.
Hey, comment from the room. Hey, well, let me ask you this.
Yeah, man.
What's your thoughts on Lil Nas X?
I love it.
Wait, what?
I do. You know why I love it? Because at the end, let me explain myself. Let me explain.
Are you laughing at my facial expression?
Yeah.
Listen.
We caught that on camera.
Fucking golden, dog.
Yep.
Golden.
Listen to me.
Reaction.
BNY, I apologize in advance. I can't control my face.
No, listen.
If there was a meme for
Let me tell you.
somebody who can't control their face,
Let me.
I'm sorry in advance.
I'll explain.
God.
I will explain.
Okay.
Now, Jose, before you explain, I'm going to read a little bit of article. We'll go to some audio,
go
then
ahead,
go from
go
there.
ahead. Yeah,
No,
go
explain first, please.
Okay. I am a Christian.
Yeah.
But I am a non-denominational Christian. You know why?
Why?
Because Christians made me a non-denomination Christian.
I would agree with that.
So,
Why?
because Christians have values that they do not follow and uphold on their own territory, a.k.a. church.
Agreed.
And a.k.a. the Lord or God that they claim to love or uphold. We legitimately see this on a day-to-day basis.
Agreed.
Making them hypocrites. All Christians? No. A lot of Christians? Yes. So that, me literally seeing that, because in my family is all Christians, guess what? But God didn't raise us to be fucking idiots.
Okay.
So we use the common sense that God gave us to legitimately look and see how Christianity treats other people that are either Christian or non-Christian and go, yeah, you see that over there, y'all? That's some bullshit. So I'm going to keep it moving. My faith's still strong. Clearly, you see these blessings out here raining on me like it's a Sunday morning in fucking L.A. Cool. But I don't got to follow this bullshit because bullshit is bullshit. Ain't nobody, facts. I'm not going to get damned from calling bullshit what it is. You see it. The Lord sees it. You want to act like the Lord don't see it. Well, nah, play it. That ain't it.
So Lil Nas X.
So about say. Yeah,
so you get Lil Nas X because of the explanation that he gave the world. You get him because Christianity damned him. That's what he said. You can't go and try and paint a different picture to fall in line with a whole religion. He literally said the religion and church that literally he was raised up in was like, nah, you gay, you're going to hell. Word? How about you gay? Hey, look. How about this? Come to the church. Let's talk about it. How you feel? What makes you feel that way? Why do you see things that way? let's come to an understanding. Because you know that Jesus thing is a thing. I'm just saying. You don't gotta put it this way. You don't gotta agree with it, but you get more, flies with honey.
In other words, he who was without sin cast the first stone.
And guess what? There's a whole lot of folks. There's a whole lot. There's a whole lot of glass house people out here throwing stones, and I'm like, yo, for what? Oh, he had Satan in his Let me get this straight. You think this old wrinkly motherfucker with some horns on his head and painted red is what Satan looks like? Is that what you Christians, along with myself, think Satan look like? We live in America. Let's be real. That ain't what Satan looks like.
Hold on,
that ain't
bro.
what Satan looks like.
Hold on, bro.
That ain't what the devil looks like.
Yeah,
let us. No, exactly. Because again, I'm a Christian. Let's not act.
So you know what you just said went over like a lot of people. I mean, I got you. He got you. Like,
I know.
We got you.
Oh yeah.
Hey, don't let it go over. Explain it.
It went
Explain
over
it.
like a lot of people
because again, this is America, and the dollar is the devil. If that's the case, because there's a whole rack of people worshiping it. There's a whole rack of shit that goes on because of that dollar. There's a whole lot of hurt, suffering, and folks that will believe in that dollar before they believe in that church. And there's a whole lot of churches that believe in that dollar before it believes in their congregation. So if I'm lying, please point it out.
So that was a lot.
No, make your point, and then I'll read the article for some backdrop. Now, go ahead, say what you got to say.
I'm saying.
I want you to interpret that little snippet, right, of the video.
Which is the only piece of the video that everyone looks at because at the end of the video, which is why, like I said, Christians be bullshitting. Because any Christian that was worth their salt in the God that we all love, respect, and have faith in would have seen the video to the end and came prepared for the conversation. But because everybody was so sensationalized with the one part of the video, didn't make it to the end of the video to see that this young man kills the devil at the end of the video. By all means, I would have thought that would be the celebration part. And now we should now say, okay, cool, but guess what he did? There's a rack of people in the Bible that used to do some bullshit before Jesus picked them up and brought them in. 12 disciples. But we don't got to have that conversation now because it's a very interesting conversation. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, if one of the 12 disciples took on the devil, Satan, or Lucifer, or whatever you want to call him, and killed him, I promise you, Jesus would be like, hey, my nigga. Hey young, I just saved some money.
15%.
On Geico, my nigga. I'm just saying. Let's not act like we're painting the perfect picture here.
Right.
Let me read this article. This is today from the website, OregonLife.com. Not sure where they are, but it's a business article. So let's talk about the shoes here. This audio that I play here. We'll go a little bit before this too as well. We'll go a little more to this. But everything as far as Lil Nas X is open for anyone to talk about. True. As always. Nike wins a temporary restraining order to halt sales of Lil Nas X Satan shoes, in quotations. Nike's obtained a temporary restraining order against the company that's collaborated with artist Lil Nas X to sell Satan shoes, a pair of modified Air Maxes 97s decorated with a bronze pentagram and a drop of real human blood. A U.S. District Court in New York granted Nike's request this week against the streetwear company Mischief, preventing the company from fulfilling the rest of its order of the shoes. Nike filed a lawsuit against the company Monday.
I'm going first on this. I got you.
Yep. Hey, with that being said, let's go to the audio.
Rapper Lil Nas X is making a lot of news today over a new line of controversial sneakers and a touching letter to his younger self about coming out as gay. NBC Out associate editor Joe Yerkaba joins us now to talk a little bit more about this. Joe, let's start with these sneakers first. They're being called Satan shoes. What do we know about these?
Yes, the Satan shoes are a collaboration with a company called Mischief, and Lil Nas X is selling 666 pairs of them, or I should say sold, because they sold out in about a minute. They're $1,018 each, and they're modified Nike Air Max 97s, and they reportedly contain a drop of blood in a sole from the Mischief employees. So they're causing quite a controversy online right now.
Wait a minute. Any verification of that at this point, or is that just, do we think that's really just a marketing tactic?
He
the
couldn't even
company
believe it.
confirmed to NBC News yesterday that there is a drop of blood in the soul, apparently.
So, I got you. Number one, Lil Nas X told everybody he was gay after Old Town Road. Number one.
He did say that.
Number two, the same company that everybody wants to demonize and say, oh, no, we're going to go ahead and put a stop to this. Those shoes sold out, and they were all shipped out literally within the first 2-3 days. That's news as well. Mm-hmm. Number three, oh, Lord, this is where the fun part comes in. Guess what? That same company also made a heavenly shoe, which no one loves to talk about, with water from the River Jordan. Oh, my God. Right?
First of all,
Wait, what?
Oh, yeah. They don't want to
tell you that. I'm going to hit that. I was going to hit that. Go ahead. You got it.
Nobody wants to talk about that. And then on top of that, again, it goes back to the same part on the conversation. Do not get led astray, because what people don't like to do is read and tell you the truth. Mm-hmm. My number 4, Lil Nas X on some real shit was having a back and forth debate on Twitter with Candace Owens, where he legitimately said, I've been planning this for 9 months. This is a marketing ploy. If anyone in this business does not see this as a marketing ploy, which everyone in this business sees as a marketing ploy, anyone that has not seen the music industry for what it is right now, which is smoke and mirrors, you, my friend, have just been played. Congratulations. Welcome to Marketing 101.
Yeah, exactly.
Pull
them in, keep them there, let them go.
That's tough.
So,
excellent marketing.
I got 2 things, but go ahead. You got it. Finish up.
That's it. That's all. Look, that's all I got. Because again, at the end of the day, it's literally playing. It's playing Christians in America on their own. On their own prejudices.
Okay.
On their own hypocrisies.
Okay.
It's look at it. It's like calling. Put it this way: if I see an old black guy, right, and I say like he's like 45, maybe 50-something years old, and I call him a pussy to his face in front of a large group of people, we about to fight.
You already know what's coming.
We about to fight. But why? You know why? Because he was raised to know or understand that the word pussy is a demeaning and derogatory word towards him. Guess what? That same black man, as a young black man growing up right now, in this part of this time frame right now, might be gay.
You know what?
And guess what?
You pussy. That nigga be like, yeah, I get plenty of it.
And what's up? What's up? Might be straight. Yeah. And?
Or gay.
You think?
Either way.
Call me pussy.
Right.
Wow.
Look at this nigga calling me pussy. He gonna pull out a phone and start videotaping you acting a fool. Guess what? Y'all gonna act a fool together. That is what we just witnessed. We just witnessed a whole group of people get crazy and mad and show all their cards for nothing. For literally the number 1 spot on a song, the number 1 sale on a shoe, and promotion.
What do you think of the song?
It's all right. It's all right. I'm not. Lil Nas X borderlines between the whole hip hop and pop world of music. His music is cool. I know him for more than just Old Town Road. I actually listened to his album. He's cool. It's not like the kid is without talent. It's just not my flavor. I don't like Taylor Swift that much either, but she's not without talent.
No, you
ethered her last time you was on the podcast.
Swift.
But that's the thing. I'm not.
You are not a fan at all.
No,
let's be honest.
I'm not, because I don't like the lies.
Yeah.
I don't like it when artists have to lie to try and save face. You get it. You did it. You got caught. Let it go. Lil Nas X is a whole different character, because he is a child of this generation. You know what Lil Nas X is right now? As of right now, he is the soldier boy of this generation. He is using the internet to the most extreme potential of promotion and making sure that he stays on both the mind and the hearts of everybody.
Which is very smart.
Because what he did was split a community. He split a whole community, because it's not like you don't have LGBT Christians, and it's not like you don't have straight heterosexual Christians. But now
that's a whole different podcast.
Now we have a conversation going on, and a kid that is literally in a candy store. It ain't a small candy store either.
What you got?
It's a Vegas candy store.
I'm a dive. I'm a dive.
I was done with it before it started.
Okay?
Kiana, did you see the video?
I did.
What do you think of it?
I watched it in its entirety, and I understood the concept in its entirety. However,
This is
Tell him, sis. Tell him, sis.
However,
Wait. One more thing.
Yes.
I will say it's only because it wasn't covered in his news article, and I don't want to interrupt you after you.
No, you're good.
I will say this. I completely call bullshit to people that is like, this is not for kids. Kids shouldn't be listening to it. Of course not, because not all music is for all kids.
Absolutely. I would 100% agree with that.
Just as my disclaimer when it comes to, because there's a lot of folks that argued that was saying he's trying to manipulate and control the minds of children.
Right.
This is the guy that literally said that.
Well, hold on.
Oh, yeah.
If you're going to bring that up, then I got a third point. Hold on. I'm trying to stick to two.
Jose, before we get to you, Kiana, I know you was on. Yeah.
I just want to make that go.
However, I do not agree with the shoe. I'm just, for me, right?
That's tough.
I'm with you on that.
don't.
Hey, look.
I don't. Like, I'm all for the video.
I'm with you on that.
I'm all for your message in the video. I'm not for the shoe. Like, your message is enough. Your marketing is enough. The shoe, you know how people say, you know what I'm saying, you doing too much? He was doing too much. That was
at that point.
That the shoe was too much.
There you go.
The video said the message. You know what I'm saying? You got your point across. You got what you wanted to say done. The shoe was too much. And then for you to put the Bible verse on there.
And then he sold it for $1,018. Hey. That Luke 10:18.
Okay, so that's where I drew the line. Like, no. Like, some shit you do, some shit you don't. You did the video, good do. The shoe, bad don't. Don't do it.
That was a hard stop at that point.
A hard stop. Like,
but question, does that only work? Does that hard stop only apply to Christians?
No, absolutely the fuck not. It applies to everything
at this point.
No.
But again, here we have a kid who's saying he's not.
Right.
Which means that everything in the world is 100% open to whatever his interpretation or consumption.
And I get that. I get what his interpretation of doing the marketing was, right? Because when I first heard about it, I completely like, oh, this is a marketing employee. What does he have coming up next?
You knew.
But it was the
you knew.
It was the why this shoe? Why this shoe now? It's more than just the devil and the angel or the devil being on earth. Like, it's more than that right now at this point. So what was his logic? I want to know what his logic was behind it. I want to know why he decided to do it, because it's more than just what the media is putting out. Like, I really want to know what his logic was and why he actually wanted to do it. Because at this point, it's only interpretation by everybody else, because he has not said specifically why he did it.
A couple of things. Let's look up that. I can't think off the top of the head. Let's look up that Bible verse, Luke 10:18. Let's read that. I want to get to some of these comments too as well. Gordo, what's going on with you? What Miko say?
He did say why he did it.
Why he said? What did he say? I missed it.
Well, so the shoe thing was the shoe thing is just money. It's just for the money.
I mean,
the shoe was for the money. The video and everything was legitimately he did it on the imagery side because of his persecution from the church.
He did say that.
Right. He did.
Yeah,
I want to see this verse right here. Let me read his comments. We get to that verse.
Yeah,
give me a quick second. We're gonna read his comments. What Miko say? Candace Owens should have known better. She does. She plays that game all the time. I mean, yeah, she's
dive into that.
Internet troll. So it is.
Candace Owens is definitely
a troll.
She's a talking point, but she ain't built for the internet the way people of his age and stature is built for the internet. Like she know what it is? She's used to running down folks in her age group. She ain't used to running down 20-something-year-olds that be like, I'm on this bitch all day.
You can't compete.
Nah, that's a marathon, girl.
Yeah, exactly. Good luck. I ain't got time for that shit either.
Facts, look.
Hey, Sarah, what's going on with you? By the way, Sarah, pregnant. Congratulations, girl. Absolutely. Say her daughter can't turn on the radio. I control that. Understand that, mama.
She said the shoe was too much, too.
Yeah, she was too much. Mika said marketing. Hey, everybody there watching, real quick, would y'all wear the shoe? No, if it was given to you. Not that you had to buy it, but if it was given to you.
No, I'm gonna sell that joint.
Oh, you can upsell that one.
That's right.
Probably
And,
5K.
hey, look,
easy.
that's the business side of me. I'm like, you know what?
However,
I'm gonna take pictures and everything.
I will say, I love the color scheme.
The
The
shoe
black and
itself,
red?
the
The
shoe
black and
itself, yeah.
Because it's fire. But
Yeah.
but you
It's
know
Air
what?
Max.
But you know what the fuck? But look,
It's not an Air Max.
It's the design of an Air Max.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Which
you know
is
what the
why I love
fire
it.
thing though is? That's the thing. If this should have
Of course you would.
look, listen,
Of course you would.
Christianity. If Christianity, excuse me, was built and received the way it was meant to be received, guess what? We would be out here out buying the joints that they had for the angel version of the shoe.
So I want to see that.
That joint fire though.
Hey,
Did you see those joints? And it got water from the River Jordan in it. I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
The blood,
I
the
love
blood of the
that.
human being is just too much.
Yeah.
That right there is just.
Hey, guess what?
Again,
Hey, guess
too
what?
much.
But look,
That's over the top right there.
But listen,
Too much.
That's
for,
all-
for an atheist, they might say, I'm walking around
see.
with these Jesus
see.
shoes with water from the River Jordan. That might be too much to an atheist.
Well,
That's
okay.
true too as well.
It might
Hold
be.
on a second. Kiana, can you read that verse?
By all means, go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah.
it says, so Luke 10:18 says, he said to them, I watched Satan fall from heaven like a flash of lightning. That's it.
Okay. That's it. That's the verse.
So, interpretation, right?
Sarah said,
Would
don't
you-
sell that shit. Amber said, I'm not even a guy for a woman. Sorry, Kiana. I had to cut you off real quick. Yeah, a little bit
Amber-
too much. Hey, Amber, I can't wait till you get up here next
Hold
week.
on. So let me frame this real quick, Keanu. Before
Nico said, hell no, he wouldn't wear it.
Yo,
Yeah.
Amber, I've known her for a very long time, right? We've had these conversations.
Okay.
She's a hardcore atheist.
Really?
Yes. Amber is of the belief that, and
Does she
Amber,
believe that there is a God?
correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't
I'm
know.
gonna let her speak because
She
she's
said, I'm in
obviously
fact an
tuned in.
atheist.
So, Amber,
But-
what is an atheist? I want.
Also,
Yeah,
I don't.
there you
Also,
go.
we have this podcast for next week right
There
here.
you
It's
go.
not, let's not run this right now.
That's
Okay.
why I say.
That's
I'm like,
the
yo,
Easter egg. That's a
I
that's
know
a trailer.
my girl.
I love this.
That's why I say I know my girl. She's in the heart.
But she said, I'm not even a God-fearing woman, and I think that she
But she
is
says
a
right
bit
there at the bottom, I am in
too
fact an
much.
atheist. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think he's doing too much. So it's not about. I think everybody thought the shoe was
Yes.
too much.
The
The shoe
end-
in itself.
The end of her
It's too
sentence
much.
is it. He's trolling hardcore because
Yeah.
he's hurt. Yeah, that's right. And that's the thing. And that's the thing. You can't put it this way. And I say this.
I
and
get it, and I completely
And I
understand
say
it.
this, and I mean this. We as Christians,
Yes.
as the Christian community, need to do what we always talk and preach. We need to understand that as a community, we have hurt a lot of people in the
Absolutely.
millions, and thus we need to rectify that situation.
Okay.
So here you have an artist. Let us not discount the name. He is an artist,
Right.
who has the ability and a power to showcase through his art his hurt.
Which is crazy.
And guess what he showcased? He legit trolled the Christian community and those that follow and believe hardcore in their
Definitely
faith.
did.
And this right here should show, guess what? There are others just like him who might not have his authority and power, but they exist, which means because the conversation is being had. This conversation is well overdue.
Well, Keanu.
Amber, we're going to talk about that next week too as well. We
I-
won't come back to that one. Sarah says this is his way of acting out. He just happens to have a big ass platform.
Yeah, but
I would agree with that. 120%. I mean, when
Next.
No.
he
Trust me, I am okay.
it's
right
just
now.
it's just one of those things where you just look back on it and you be like, yeah, damn,
what Charlemagne say? Hurt people hurt people.
yeah.
Hurt people, hurt people.
That's right. And guess what?
Swagoo.
He's hurt.
ESPN.
So guess what he did? He did a whole video that hurt a whole community from the visage of the
But that community, Kiana, because that community, we'll dive into that, and we'll be here for 72 hours.
That
Hurt
right there is a whole different
community?
podcast.
Look, listen,
Yeah.
look,
we ain't worried about
We
them.
ain't got to. We ain't got to be here for 7 hours. Guess what? The Crusades. That's all you got to say.
Jesus Christ.
Kiana, you got it.
Good Lord.
Kiana.
Dev,
Hey, look,
please give us your point.
No.
I'm
No.
trying to hide my face,
Kiana.
like,
Look, you get it. You get it.
so y'all can't see. I be trying to. Okay, Dave, it's on you. I'm done.
No, you got it. I promise you.
No, I'm done. Like I'm dead ass. Like I'm done. Like
You-
I mean, yeah, I'm finished. You good? I want to hear your standpoint.
I do too. He said he got like 3 days.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
No,
You've been
no,
building
no,
this
no,
up.
no.
We
I-
curious.
Come on, I'm
No,
really
no, no.
curious. Go ahead.
I brought back the second Joan.
Uh,
the
Oh,
third one.
yeah,
The third
yeah,
one.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, all right,
yeah,
I'm gonna stick to just two
Okay, I
right
want
now.
to hear him.
Camera's
So-
on you.
First Joan is I think it was completely out of line.
The shoe? Or the video?
The video. Okay.
Really?
Yeah. Because yes, I watched the jump all the way through, and I understand the symbolism. But my issue is, in all situations, there's moments. You can watch a movie right now. You can watch a Disney movie. There's points in a movie, in a Disney movie, that sticks out to you more so than necessarily the outcome, right? So let's just say, for instance, Snow White. What is the most prevalent issue or moment in that movie?
Ask me about the Little Mermaid, and I can tell you.
You know what? It depends on who you ask.
I'm more of a Moana guy.
So I'm asking people in here. Okay. Okay.
That's the Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast or Snow.
I'll answer you. If we're talking about Snow White, the most prevalent moment in Snow White is literally when she bites the apple and falls under the spell.
Okay. The most prevalent. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. Now, if you watch the movie all the way through, what happens? Yeah. She comes out of the coma. Mm-hmm. She is a princess. She is immortalized in Disney culture, in American culture, right?
For biting the apple.
Right, yeah, right. But what everyone remembers, the most prevalent point of that movie is that she was poisoned, and she was the tragedy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not saying that the symbolism of his video isn't important. I agree. The end result, if you made it to that point. I think I see where you're going.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. But the most prevalent fucking part of that issue is when he's doing what?
The lap dance?
Yeah. To whom?
The devil.
Okay. That is what everyone is going to remember. And the issue that I have is, as a society, we tend to devalue the things that we see on a regular basis because we've become so accustomed to a lot of fuck shit.
Yeah. Call it a spade.
I'm going to call it what it is.
All right.
Okay? And so in that moment, it's not necessarily, doesn't mean it's for kids, doesn't mean it's for any specific audience. But when you're watching something like that, you can watch it all the way through. Mm-hmm. What you're going to take from that and what you're going to see and what's going to be imprinted in your brain is that moment of hedonism. Okay? Mm-hmm. And so that might not have been his overall message.
Right.
But don't sit here and tell me that he didn't mean what it is that he was doing in that moment.
No, he meant it.
Exactly.
No, he meant it.
Because he definitely released it to the public. My second point, he released it to the public. Y'all have said for years that homosexuals are going to hell.
Right.
So why is it that you have an issue with me when I actually go in the video?
Not me.
And so I know.
I have not said that for years.
I'm on both. No. See, and so I'm on both sides right now. But I want everyone to understand what it is that I'm saying.
I will say
overall, personally, I don't give a fuck what the nigga do. I like the nigga song for what he made, Old Town Road. I can never listen to another song from here on out. I promise you, maybe 5-10 years from now, I'll throw on Old Town Road because I love the jump.
Yeah,
okay?
It was a nice song.
That doesn't do it for me what he's doing right now. But the point is,
but
bro,
wait,
like,
is it the reason why he's not doing it is because of the way he decided to promote it? Because had he decided to do this video in a different way or in a different format, would you feel differently about it?
Well, see, understand this. When he did Old Town Road, right? It was not lauded as a country song.
Right.
Who pushed for it to be on the country charts?
Tim McGraw. I mean, not Tim McGraw. What's his name? What's his name?
No.
Billy
Molly,
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Molly Father.
Right? Mm-hmm. He is the individual in that community that pushed it to be what it was on their charts.
Right. Yeah.
He pushed it.
Okay.
And because of his push and social media outcry, it got to be on the charts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I am perfectly okay with that. With this video, I don't care about the video. It's not necessarily the video or the individual. The issue is, it's like, if you want to make a message and you want to put it out there, I personally believe there's a certain level of social responsibility that all people, not even us at BNY or Quality Touch.
We have talked about this.
Yo, hey, hold on, Ricky. How many nights have I sat in here arguing with you about our social responsibility?
So wait.
We've gone.
Maybe.
I always say arguing. We had a conversation.
Yeah.
Maybe,
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, ladies and gentlemen.
Maybe, but
bad.
you know me, and everything is perspective. It's all about shock factor now. And that can't override whatever message it was supposed to have.
Because
and I absolutely agree with that statement for two reasons. One being that now we are in a social media age where we are in an age where social media is the major platform, right?
Right.
If it's seen on social media, it can blow up easily. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's overnight, extremely quickly. So the fact that his shoes came out in the video, it blew up on social media, which is why it had so many views to begin with. Well, think about the message that it is sending. You are absolutely right. If for so long Christians have said that if you are heterosexual or that's homosexual, that you are going to hell, and then he displays him going to hell, and Christians still have a problem with it, what is the issue? The issue is everybody talks shit but can't take it.
That's true.
At the end of the day,
it sounds like a personal problem.
At the end of the day, that's exactly what it is. Because when he displayed his feelings, he put it on the front line for everybody to see. It's everybody else's perspective. He's showing you what the hell his perspective is. Now, whether you receive what his perspective is, that's on you.
So it's a personal issue at that point.
No. He's telling you're getting how he feels. He's telling you the perception that he's had for his whole life is that he was going to go to hell for being gay. So in the video,
we're just lucky enough to get a visualization of what
and
that
that's
is.
what the video was. It was a visualization of how he felt.
That's how he feels.
That's it. That's all.
Literally how he feels.
So the perspective is the perspective.
That gold cow's coming for you, baby.
I'm understand.
It's the perspective of how he felt. Now, how everybody else perceives his perspective is their own personal opinion.
Because you can't discount his words. You can't discount his words that he told you.
Exactly.
And that's the problem. That's the problem we're facing.
Exactly.
Your video, you're describing the video by itself, but it doesn't exist in this world or this country by itself.
Well, hold on then.
The video came with words,
but it did though. But then you break up an issue though.
What?
Within the community.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm hearing. I'm listening.
I'm standing for the community right now. I'm standing for the community.
All right.
Right?
I'm here.
Okay. So visualization is a lot within our community. How many services have y'all been into where they painted a picture of what it is to mean to?
I don't think we've walked into one in the last year.
Well, not recently.
My whole life. I know what you mean.
But growing up, you know what I'm saying? We were always taught, and it was very explicit.
Yeah, it's fire and brimstone.
You know, fire and brimstone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But the question now, because we can now.
Right.
The question is, when I make that a reality, and I still don't give a fuck, how do we address it now?
Exactly.
Because guess what? You our whole lives has been fire and brimstone. It really
right. True.
Hell is horrible. You're gonna die. You're gonna burn. You're gonna get tortured. And heaven is amazing. It's beautiful. It's this, and this.
Right.
What happens when you have someone that's been told that their whole life, and they deal with it by saying, you know what? Okay.
Exactly.
And that's what the community can't deal with. It's when we deal with.
So basically, he turned the mirror on them.
Because before we got to this point, before we got to this point of the podcast,
of course,
the internal struggle of every individual in the world has to be dealt with, and if you don't deal with it,
internally,
it will deal with you.
But
so here you have an individual that said, you know what? Okay, and he looked inward.
Right.
And this and what we got.
Right.
Is what we got. Is what we gave.
Right.
So we're seeing his internal struggle and not necessarily the perception that's been put out there.
Because
exactly.
again,
because he gave what he's been dealing with.
He gave you the words. Remember, he told you why he did the video. He literally said it's to represent what was told to me my whole life.
Right.
And can I say one quote here too as well?
Yes.
You've heard a quote. dancing with the devil.
Of course.
Right.
Essentially what he
I've heard
did.
it in multiple songs.
Yeah, you're doing this right here. You're dancing with the devil.
Breaking Benjamin has a song, Dance with the Devil.
No, check it out. How many music videos, how many movies have been created that you see
why
Satan?
is he
No,
the issue now?
no. Yeah, because how many videos and how many movies have been created where we see Satan in the video or the movie, and there's plenty of women dancing around him and are okay with that. But here you have a gay black man doing the same, and I don't care the position, you are with the devil. So when you have, there we go, when you have the same imagery, when you have the same imagery,
go ahead, Kiana,
but literally a different person,
right.
All it is perspective difference. Like she was saying, it's just perspective difference. I still gave you the words out of my mouth.
Right.
I can visually show you naked women all day long and tell you that all these women are children of God. They're literally just naked because this is how they came out of the womb, and this is how the Lord perceives everybody. Now, just because you want to be a pervert doesn't pervert the message. You've decided that you were like,
I didn't get y'all up there.
I'm just saying.
And hold on a second. We gonna close this out here soon. But yeah, get your last words in.
I'm just saying, and I'm sorry for interrupting you.
No.
I'm just saying, just because you, aka the public, has decided to pervert the message,
right?
It ain't taken away from what I said.
Or how I feel.
So here we have the Christian community who 100%, and this cannot be argued, has thousands of years of perverting the message to their own greedy hands, and I'm a Christian and have shown
too.
Again, I'm gonna
Different
say
sex.
I'm gonna say this, and I mean this shit. The Crusades happened, so we're not gonna act like everyone's holier than thou. And Jesus literally said, "I am the completion of the Old Testament because I am here." I am all that. So people can talk about the Old Testament all they want, but here you have the same God we talk to and pray about and talk shit and whatever the bullshit that comes out of people's mouth, then flip tables over, then came over here to save everybody's soul. Guess what? He still loves Lil Nas X. So people can talk all the bullshit they want. At the end of the day, Christians hurt this man. He's a grown-ass man. Christians hurt this man. Christians are supposed to go to this man and say, whatever we did to hurt you, let's fix it.
Right. Period.
Fuck the bullshit. Fuck the videos. Fuck the shoes. Guess what? God will forgive all this shit before we do. Why?
Respect.
Why? Why will God forgive this man before we do? We're literally God's children. Nigga, fuck this bullshit you going through. You hurt? My nigga, come over here. Let's go talk about it.
Exactly.
Let's go eat some food. Let's go hug me, nigga. Like, you need a hug.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
This is keep going.
We can do this all day. We can do this all day.
You know we can't.
We can't because
we got the whole show to do.
Yeah, look.
And because I'll say this, I pride myself on being someone that can kind of step back and kind of be objective. Okay, and so obviously in this topic we were going to be hard on the Christian community.
Right.
We were going to be.
Of course.
And so from this side, hey man, blah, 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 boom, 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 boom. Everything that I said, you know, that's just kind of why I throw it out there, because it had to be said in a public perspective, because, you know, it gives people a chance to kind of see it openly, you know. I'll tell you right now, I don't care this way or the next.
Right.
I respect artists. I respect religions. It's just one of those things where if I got to say it, I'll be the one that say it so that we can talk about it, so that we can hear what y'all got to say, because it's needed.
True.
The
different perspective is needed.
But again, and that's why I tell people all the time, like, there are always two sides of me, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because I come in here and hit y'all with philosophy stuff all day. And then I go to work and be a completely different person. Because at work, I could just be chill and relax. You know what I'm saying?
All day.
But when I'm in my element and I'm in my environment and I'm listening and I'm tuning in and I'm actually visualizing what people are saying, sometimes it makes sense and it doesn't. But in this situation, you always hear about me talk about perspective and how people's perspectives are different and how their views on life are different and how we have to respect.
Wait.
What's going on? You keep talking.
Oh, we have to respect. I didn't know what was going on.
Don't worry. No. If something's going on, I'm like, Kiana, something's going on.
All right. we have to respect each other's views and values on life. It's different. So in that aspect, I think Lil Nas X was fair in how he felt and what he said and why he wanted why he wanted the world to view this. It wasn't just about him giving it to his friends or giving it to some people or letting some people see it. He wanted everybody to see it because he wanted everybody to know how he felt and how a lot of people probably feel.
No, that's fact. You know what? I'm going to quote myself. I feel like our community just needs to listen more and talk less.
So I'm going to quote myself.
Agreed.
I am going to quote myself. If we listened more to what the message was and talked less because we happen to get a visualization of it,
right?
I'm pretty sure this would probably go a lot different. But because everybody's so stuck on religion and not on the relationship,
right?
Because he clearly doesn't have a relationship with God like that. And if he does, who are we to judge? Again, hey, everybody want to quote. Everybody want to start quoting? Sure, go ahead and cast that stone if you feel that you the sinless motherfucker walking around this earth.
Right,
go right ahead. By all means, show me what's up.
No sin.
So, but just out of curiosity,
no sin is greater than the next. I mean, it says that in the Bible.
In the Bible.
No sin is greater than the next. So why is it that when you commit adultery, it is okay for you, but because I'm gay, it's not okay for me? How?
Hey, because guess what? At the end of the day,
that's what society says.
Because at the end of the day,
kiss my ass.
Exactly. Look,
kiss my ass.
Because at the end of the day, society has a pack mentality.
Hey, so I'm glad I don't like rolling in packs.
Hey, so just run the horn real quick. Supporting Lil Nas X.
Do I?
Well, do I support him?
Yes or no?
You know what? I put it this way. Do I support him? Do I support him? No. Do I support the actual conversation that needs to be had about not just him, but about literally our community and how we handle situations? Yes. Because there's literally, and it's been said for hundreds, if not 1,000 some years now, there's a whole community of people who are jaded from the Christian community.
Yeah.
And they've been saying it, and they've been saying it loud. And whether they're gay or literally straight, guess what? All people that have walked on this earth at some point have said, I feel like you don't love or like me, though you are told to love and like me.
Very true.
You don't gotta, I don't give a damn what this, like I've been saying it now. I don't care what he's done. Because guess what? If he changes tomorrow, who are we to judge him? Who?
Yeah.
Who? Society? Oh, it's society. It's not a societal norm. Well, guess what? Last time I checked, if society were a bunch of lemmings and they were jumping off the cliff, my nigga, fuck them.
Okay. Period.
And we all have seen and heard that shit. You wanna go follow the pack mentality? Cool. But that ain't how words work.
Right.
You're supposed to love unconditionally. That's not how words work. You are told what to do. You don't want to listen. You don't want to follow. That makes you hard-headed.
Kiana, you support it?
I support Lil Nas X. Yes, I do. And the reason why I support him is because I feel like everybody should be able to have a voice and state their opinion and say what they want to say and feel how they want to feel. And feel how they want to feel about whatever's going on. I don't feel like it should be a situation where he has to be justified in how he feels on his perspective and his views. I don't feel like it should be like that. And the fact that, people are judging him based off of how he feels, it sucks. So, yeah, I support him because I wouldn't want somebody judging me off of how I felt about something or a certain situation or why I'm doing the things that I'm doing. He human.
It happens.
Let him live the way he want to live. And if you don't feel like it's right, that's on you. But at that point in time, that man, Lil Nas X, did what he felt like was best for him and his situation. And the only way that he felt like he could release whatever stressors he had was to put out this video in his shoe. So, yeah, I support him.
Hey, it's his
box. I would want me to support. I would want somebody to support me. Even if you felt like I was doing wrong, if you are my right hand, if you are in my circle, you support me, good, bad, or indifferent, because that's what you're supposed to do. So yeah, I support him.
No doubt.
Super facts.
How you feel, Dev? You support him?
No. So I'll say everything that I said is just under the guise of just trying to be objective, right?
Yeah.
Of course.
The video was a bit much, even with the in-there representation. The shoe was a tad bit far. Okay.
I would agree with that, though.
Video I'm okay with. The shoe, but I'm not going to ignore the fact that they came out with them Jesus 11s that was how much more expensive than what he put out. Okay.
I never seen this shit.
Oh, they were the holy art thous as a result of what he put out.
They were Jordans?
No. The same concept.
Yeah, same kind of shoe and everything.
Literally just the light side of it. So you had the white and gold concept.
Yep, and literally water in the joints.
And they were more expensive than what he put out. I will not ignore that.
Which should let you know that your one drop of blood versus this water from the River Jordan.
And so my ending point where I was going with, because I was going to bring it to that point. It was just like, yo, let's stop playing with this man right now, and let's act like what he did was so egregious, because they are definitely trying to capitalize off of what he did, and they're doing it to a point where it's more than what he put out. So his shoe was $1,100, roundabout, up or down. The shoe that they put out, the white and gold, I don't know what they're called, but we're gonna call it the Jesus shoes, were more expensive than what he put out. So let's stop playing games, bro, and act like this wasn't supposed to be. This was they planned this all out.
He said 9 months though.
Yeah.
He said he been planning this for 9.
So that's my take on it.
Let me get mine. Y'all been talking for a minute. But as the host of the pod, it's my job to make sure everybody get their shots in. I'm just here for assists.
Go ahead, man.
This is what pop stars do.
Facts.
This is what pop stars do. I mean,
whole life. Whole life.
On to the next one, Jay-Z video. He had all sorts of imagery in that vid that happened years ago.
You're right about that.
He had a whole lot of imagery in that one. People talking Jay-Z's on flame reverse. You hear him saying, fuck Jesus, this, that, and the third, whatnot. But I mean, this is what happens in the music industry.
And they called that art. Remember?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So
they called it art.
It was just a visual.
When I saw that, I just saw like, oh, this is going to get people talking. This is going to sell records. This is marketing.
I ain't gonna lie. I love the fact that he said Jay-Z, because what does everyone call Jay-Z?
Hove.
Goat.
Hove.
Jehovah.
And how long has he been called that now?
Oh, 10, 15, 20 plus.
And when everyone had their fake woke moments of saying, we're not going to call you that, here we are now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Here we are now.
Let's stop it.
I hear more Hove than Jay-Z.
That's true. Very true. Hove.
And that's the hypocrisy that the message should be showcased.
Targeting.
It's the hypocrisy. It can't be that way anymore. It shouldn't be that way. That's what I'm saying. It shouldn't be filled with that. I saw a post that Lecrae put up today on Facebook.
Yep.
Hey.
And he was like, I have great faith in God. I love God. I'm just not churchy. So I don't be going to church like that. I'm just not churchy.
Nothing wrong with it.
But you know where my faith is. You know where I stand.
It's a personal relationship.
I'm the same. Facts. I'm the same way. I haven't been to church in years. But guess what? My faith is strong. I will stand toe to toe, hand to hand, arm to arm with any of my brothers and sisters in Christ. Period.
Yeah.
Excellent.
At the end of the day, I don't like going to church. You know why? Because I haven't found one that the Lord has led me to stay in yet.
Excellent.
And that should tell more about the churches than it does about the Christian.
About the individual.
So again, we have an individual who says, I've been hurt. What do we say? Hurt people do what?
Hurt people.
So here we have a hurt individual. And guess what? We're all biting into it, marketing aside. He literally said, though, with his own words, my nigga, I've been hurt. And he's not that old. See, that's the thing.
He's
20, 21.
Like I don't think people understand that. He's still a child. He's a rich child, but he's still a child, which means that when he was hurt, it wasn't that long ago. 5 years ain't long. 6 years ain't long. Like what? Even if you said it was a decade ago, is that really long?
Right.
Like if we really think about it, like he was hurt. He was very much hurt in this time frame by this group of Christians. So we need to address that. Like we need to literally say, hey, we're hurting these kids. We're hurting children.
A whole nother conversation we seriously need to have.
But no, it's not. He's a child. He's a child. Screw the money, screw the accolades. He's still a child.
But what I'm saying is that's the conversation we need to have. The conversation that
I'm talking about for this in this particular.
Yeah, we as adults hurt children, and y'all hear me say this all the time. Listen, I love my babies. Okay, I have one who has an adjustment disorder. Okay, that's what I'm gonna call it. So every morning when he comes in, I'm like, "Hey, you okay this morning? You got an issue? You good? You need a hug?" And so it became my routine. So he knows after he gets his hug in the morning, everything is going to be okay. Sometimes we just need to listen to the kids.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't pay attention and listen to them. One thing I have learned in the last 4 years of my life is to listen to the children. Why? Because one, the children are our future. Two, they are knowledgeable just like we are. Hey, listen, they growing up in a world that we didn't grow up in.
That's
so
right.
guess what we can learn from? Them. Pay attention. Listen to the kids. Pay attention. But because we are adults, we devalue them because that's what we had happened to us.
That's right.
We gotta change. We gotta change that perspective. Why?
Because our grandparents grew up in a different world, and our parents grew up in a different world than us too as well.
Exactly.
Well, hold a second. Like we understand the internet more than our parents do. Grandparents never had it at all.
Right.
So everything we're dealing with here is, I would say that we're a little bit more hands-on.
Why?
Why?
Did we have the internet like the kids now have it?
We have it, and we grew up with it.
Wait. We grew up with the beginning.
Okay,
of the
so we
internet.
saw it from. Okay, hold a second now. We saw it from its inception growing up, so we have more of an understanding of it.
But do we really have more of an understanding? Because at this age, remember, I have teenagers. So I'm gonna speak from 80s baby's point of view, and then
I think you're more of an 80s baby than me. Talk on this one.
I am. But what I'm saying is, I grew up with the internet coming up, right? So I grew up in the era where it was AOL, where we had dial-up. You know what I'm saying? We had one phone for the internet and one phone for the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I remember that. Yeah, for sure.
So now they don't have that. Children have access to the internet on their cell phones. First of all, I grew up in the era where we had Nokia cell phones, okay? They didn't even have the flip when I first got my cell phone.
But everything you're saying, though, is versus our parents who had nothing.
Right. So what I'm saying is we go off of, so that goes with that generational curse, right? Think about generational curses as they call them.
I don't agree with that.
They call them generational curses for a reason, right?
All.
But I'm going to tell you why, though. So we raise our kids the way, typically, most people raise their children the way that they were raised, right? But
I don't agree with that either.
I said most.
I feel like it's more of a personal thing.
Right, but most people,
The majority of people do raise.
Most people raise their children the way that they were raised.
Yeah.
Most people would say the way that I raised my kids is batshit crazy because I allowed my children to have a voice. Growing up, it was do as I say, not as I do. Well, if you doing it, why can't I do it? Although you are grown, why can't I do it? If you supposed to be showing me the way of life and you doing this, but I can't do it, what's wrong with that? Something is wrong with that picture. But as a child, you're told to do what I tell you to do. Why? Why are you telling me to do this? You're not allowed to question it because you're a child and an adult is talking to you. But
that's the problem right there. Bad communication.
Children are curious. Exactly. But that is the generational curse that people have. I know a lot of African American people who still teach their children that to this day. But as a child, didn't you wonder why your parent was telling you something? Didn't you hate getting told to shut up? Didn't you hate getting put in your room for asking a question about something? But now you're putting your child in that same situation. Now you're putting your child.
Because you don't pay no bills here, Amber.
Now you're putting you don't pay, but same perspective. She has the same perspective as a lot of people. But if we sit back and listen and talk to our children and even think back when we were children ourselves and wonder why our parents felt the way they did or did the things that they did, but couldn't get an answer to a simple question, it made you feel some way eternally. So eternally, it built a wall for you as an adult. And as an adult, you have this wall built to where you scared to ask questions because you don't know if you're going to get the question answered. Why?
I feel that, yes, but that's not really the excuse. Like someone from Alabama or some southern state, for example, white family. They grew up, family was racist as hell.
We got in there.
just have this conversation. That's not an excuse for you growing up having this being ignorant too as well. At some point, you have to be able to like look at things.
If this is
and
all
ask
you know,
questions.
But if this is all you know,
I mean, how I was raised and how I raised Rick and Jen are two totally different things.
Exactly, but why?
Because I asked the question. I'd sit back and thought.
As an adult, right?
Maybe 20, 21.
Exactly. So you are old enough to be on your own.
I have a response
but would
for
you
y'all.
question that as a child?
I have a response for both of you.
Yes.
And then from there, we'll move on to the next one.
Sure.
I'm dropping one of these topics, so we keep it forward.
So I agree with both of you because I agree with what you're saying, and I also agree with what you're saying.
Right.
My ultimate answer is it is the responsibility of the individual, both parent and child, as they are raised, to become who they are meant to be only because of both growth and evolution. You as a human being are meant to evolve within the time in which you live. Number one. Number two, a successful human being, no, I'm not talking about riches, grows. Growth is an inevitable thing if you're living life right.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to grow. This trickles down to generations. The problem, like she said, with our generation of growing up, we don't respond a certain way because we were raised a certain way. Thus, why we should now raise our children differently because of the time and age they are living in. But at the same time, if you are raising your child within the time and age that you're living in, you need to also make sure that they are aware fully of the things that have been. Because if not, you're going to raise an ignorant child.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said I agree with both of you. Yes, I'm not saying everybody's ignorant, but the vast majority of people that raise their children, when it comes to African Americans, we are all raised a certain kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
We clearly see that can't be anymore because this is where it got us.
Mm-hmm.
We have not evolved past the way and teachings of our ancestors and forefathers. Yes, our grandparents were raised a certain kind of way, but guess what? They were raised that way and raised their children a certain way so their children could lead the way for their grandchildren. It was never set up for us to continue to be the way we are. It was made for us to evolve and push forward who we are as a collective, as a people. The fact that we've grown stagnant is the issue. So a few of us are pushing forward. A few of us are getting the knowledge. A few of us are achieving the excellence. All of us should be doing it, but that's not where we are. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said I agree with her. What you're saying is what I prescribe to. No, I don't raise my children how I was raised. You know why? Because when my children say something and it's time for an ass whooping, it's time for an ass whooping. But we're going to talk about this ass whooping.
Right.
We need to yeah, like I'm not just disciplining you because you fucked up. You fucked up. Let me show you and tell you why. Let me show you where. Let's not have this happen all the time. Let's make sure that this don't happen again. And if it happens again, an ass whooping isn't the first thing I'm delving out. Hey, we talked about this. What happened? I forgot. Come on, you can't be doing that. And I'm not going to give out another ass whooping because we need to talk about this. You know why? Because I'd rather my children have a vast understanding that I didn't have than to grow up and learn later on in life that they need to understand how things are.
Like, oh, that's how I was.
Yeah,
Damn.
like I said, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that wasn't how I was raised. But that doesn't mean it's fallen off of me because I don't want that for my children. I want them to be great. In order for me to instill greatness, I have examples of greatness. Is that how the people that are great raise their children? Is it? We're not asking the right questions to get the actual response and answers that we really want. We're just stuck in this generational loop of bullshit. You know, like it's the solution. The solution is not easy, but how many of our people are actually looking for the actual solution to our actual problems?
I mean,
we try every Friday.
I'm gonna tell you who doesn't have a solution. Motherfucking Maryland DMVs don't have a solution to a goddamn thing that their patrons.
First of all, I fucking hate the DMV. Let's go with this. I fucking hate the DMV. I went to the DMV 3 times.
Bro,
to get my car registered 3 times. Do you know the bitch still ain't registered yet?
Oh,
why?
Oh, Oh, I do believe it.
Now, hold a second. Before this man goes in here, Dev versus DMV. Now, normally Dev versus DMV is like, I don't know, Landover, Capitol Heights, I don't know, Temple Hill
Marlow
somewhere.
Heights, yeah.
No, this Dev versus DMV.
Actual DMV.
It's literally Dev versus the DMV. Featuring myself. That's right. I played a role here. I played a role in this one.
You special guest?
I played a very special guest in this one.
I ain't mad at you.
And I'm not normally I introduce it a certain way. I was there for it. I ain't gonna do all that bullshit. Dev, take it from the top.
I tell you right now,
For your first visit all the way to the last one.
give me an L. We have to talk about this after the show.
If you take an L, that means I get an L too. So you can't. Let's not do that.
Oh man, we out here. We Meek Millen out here now.
What?
So look-
Okay, so what
Hey,
happened?
Dev, the
So
mic
look.
is yours.
I have visited. Them all off.
Okay.
I was told that was my fucking block. I had to pay off these tickets in Virginia.
Said it.
You do say holla at your boy.
Holla at me. So look, I go to the water DMV. They're like, oh, North Carolina said they got something with you. I go to North Carolina. I'm calling them up. I never left the DMV. I'm
Wait,
calling them up.
All this is going on and you never left the DMV.
I went there at probably about 10 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
Right? Because I want to
you
get
got
there
there early.
I want to get there bright and early to get my.
He said crack. I heard they crack it down.
And mind you, I'm only going in there to just renew my license.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
I'm just renewing. I go in there. They're like, "Oh, North Carolina got this. Boom, 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 whatever." So I spent from 10 o'clock in the morning until the DMV closes. I am calling every DMV in North Carolina, the state of North Carolina. I'm calling every one of them because a lot of states have an automated system that incorporates all of the DMVs. So I'm trying to find the individual DMV that's the outlier.
Ooh.
They still take their calls directly. I finally found one. It's like, oh, you got to talk to the district attorney. You got this, and that. Okay.
Holy crap.
Oh, it's a lot, man. The Dev versus DMV right now is a lot because eventually it brings Ricky into the situation, right?
Facts.
I talked to eventually.
No, I didn't talk to no DA.
No, he didn't.
I was good.
He didn't. I talked to a DA in North Carolina. All right.
You said a DA.
A DA, a district attorney, mind you. I'm sorry. The assistant DA.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you got failure to appears or whatever. Now, mind you,
What?
this is back in 2018 when I got these failure to appears apparently. Right after I got back from a deployment. So when you coming back from a deployment overseas, there's a lot of paperwork, there's a lot of this, there's a lot of that going on. Sometimes things may fall by the wayside, but this is 2018. Mm-hmm. I don't even have the same cars that I did in 2018. I talked to her probably over a course of about 30 minutes later. She's like, all right, I've thrown them all out, Mr. Ray. Give it 48 hours. You'll be good to go in there, walk in there, and get your license. Cool, ma'am. I'm going to wait 72 because I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I wait 72 hours. I call the DMV up. Hey, I'm trying to come in there and get my license. I got this fast pass. You can walk in there and get whatever you need to get done. Okay. Fast pass. I walk in there. I talk to the lady. Now, mind you, I don't necessarily think black people are more ignorant or rude than white people or anyone else. I just so happen to be serviced by an older black woman. And when I say that attitude came out, as if I had no business being in the DMV, because apparently I should have known that in order for me to expunge, I had to pay an extra $65, which I was never made aware of. Oh, when you don't have certain information to certain people, they take issue with it because you didn't know. Oh, you're dumb. Why didn't you know this? Oh, well, it's right there on certain websites. They will make you feel some type of way. And so I'm in the Waldorf DMV. Sheriff's present. I'm just trying to renew my license. Whoa, you didn't pay the $65, sir. What are you doing here right now? And not only that, but because you've never had a Maryland license, you've also got to have a registered Maryland license holder with you.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Lord.
Wait, what? That's not fucking true?
Yep.
That's, she fucking lied to you. She fucking lied.
No, that's true.
No, that's some new shit because when I got my license, what the fuck?
How long was your license though?
2 years ago. I was not a Maryland resident until 2 years ago. And I have lived in Maryland for, say I got it 2 years ago, 9 years. I didn't get my Maryland license until I became a fucking Jameson.
Where'd you go?
Waldorf fucking DMV.
Damn, you got the right one, dog.
Waldorf fucking DMV.
Oh.
And I had a Maryland ID because, of course, you know, in the service you can have a ID in which the state you are in at the moment, and then you can hold a license in another state.
Exactly.
So I had a Florida license and a Maryland ID. When I went to turn in my ID, because I was getting a Maryland license, they said all you have to do is turn in your Maryland ID. All your documentation is already here, so just give us your ID and we'll give you a license. You got the right bitch on the wrong day.
Weird.
Yep.
You got the right bitch on the wrong day.
Now, I will say this, though. Prior to meeting this certain individual, there was a woman that was working with me because she was like, your situation is crazy.
It's
being
different.
Military, she was like, this is crazy.
Right.
Just when you come back,
just come see
tell
me.
them to come holler at me.
Right.
But when you go to that DMV, you got to talk to whom? You got to talk to the first. You got to check in first.
You got to check in first.
So I was like, I said to her, I said, ma'am, just holler at my lady with the curly hair, the supervisor. She knows everything I got going on. You know, she said to me, she's like, I'm not going to check you in with anyone until you have a licensed Maryland driver here with you.
Being a dick.
Oh, bro, she went in. And so Waldorf, or the state of Maryland Sheriff's Department, stands by the exit. He has a booth right there. I'm a nigga. I'm going to get loud regardless. Okay? I don't give a fuck who is present. So now I'm going in. I said, your motherfucking communication sucks. I said, ma'am, this is the third time I've been here. I said, at no point did anyone tell me that I need to have a registered Maryland licensed driver.
That don't even make sense.
You're treating me like I'm getting a learner's permit. Ma'am, I am a registered driver in the United States of America. I said, what are you talking about right now? I said, y'all communication sucks. First thing she says was, Mr. Sheriff. So now he's looking up, white man. I ain't gonna rag on him too bad. He was younger, probably about 30, my age. He kind of just looked up, and I looked at him. I said, yo, bro. I said, ain't no need for you to get stand up from your podium. I'm leaving. I said, but just know their communication fucking sucks, bro. because this is the third time now that I've been here. The fourth time. What did I have to do? I had to call my man Rick up. Like, look, bro, I don't want to take you out of your element. If you could do this for me, your boy would greatly appreciate it.
This was Friday. I was in Silver Spring, by the way.
Last week Friday?
This was last week Friday.
Last week Friday.
Right for the pod.
I called him up randomly. Like, hey, bro, what are you doing right now? He's like, yo, I'm out and about to get business. I said, well, I need you to come to the DMV. Well, shit, baby, I'm in Silver Spring right now. Like, I could try to get there by 3:30, but no promises. This is probably around like 1:30ish or whatever. I'm hitting him up. He said, I could try to get there, but I'm coming from Silver Spring. I said, well, just let me know.
By the way, for everybody out there, that's about a good hour, some change.
Definitely more.
Traffic, and I had the whole fan with me, too, as well. I mean, I had to drop them off first, then go meet him out
it was a lot.
overseas in
So
Waldorf.
you said $1.5.
Oh, my goodness. It was a lot. So my man Rick came through, not Friday, but the following Monday. He said, yo, baby, I got you on Monday. Let me know which time you need to meet me there. Cool. We get up there probably around like 10 o'clock or so.
Yeah, 9:30, 10.
Yeah,
It was a
9:30,
line.
10 o'clock. It was a line.
It was cold.
It was extra and windy.
And Shorty, old girl was out there.
And mind you, now, if you know anything about this past Monday, it was extremely windy. It was probably about 40 to 50 degrees. It was a shorty out there with leggings and a short sleeve shirt on. Me and Rick, the whole time, we were flabbergasted at how she was not shivering in her boots. She was standing there like a champ. We get in there. Now, of course, after everything that I've been through, everything that I've been through thus far, we get in there. She's like, okay, here's your ticket, S4. Yo, Rick is like, oh, that's cool. S3 is up on the screen. Like, we're next. Bro, we sat in that motherfucker for about an hour
and a half.
After S3 was literally on the screen being serviced, and I was S4, we sat in there for about an hour, close to an hour and a half, just fucking waiting. We get it. They finally say, S4, please come to ticket counter 19. I get up in there. They're like, okay, blah, 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 blah. Everything, this is and that. Then they hit Rick with because he has to be a registered license holder as well as having his insurance information and his registration. Yeah. Now, mind you, this is just to renew my license from one state to Maryland. I am not a learner's permit. Nothing like that. I am just trying to switch my license
I don't mean to
from
laugh.
California to Maryland. That's all I'm doing. I got my driving record. I got less than 2 points on my record. I got everything else cleared up. There's nothing else on my record. They're like, oh, well, we need a licensed, insured, and we need his registration.
I had to run back to the car twice.
I'm just trying to figure out what. Wait.
My nigga, you are buying nuclear armaments right now.
I'm just trying to figure out.
You have signed up now with the briefcase and a fucking.
Didn't have a vehicle? What if he didn't have a vehicle? Then what?
I would have had to try to find someone else
who had a vehicle.
Literally, I would have tried to find someone else.
Girl, I'm a California citizen now. Fuck this bullshit.
Right? What the fuck?
You gonna pull me over? We gonna have a long conversation every time you pull me over.
Crazy shit. It was so fucking mind blowing. I'm like, if I didn't have people, I thought about calling you.
I would have ran down that joint too.
I know you would have, bro. But I was at that point. I was like, I gotta call Will. I gotta call somebody. That's how fucking crazy this shit was.
I'm like, sure, dog. Let me see. Babysitter here too. I bet I'm on the way.
As a registered driver in America, bro, this is what I had to go through just to switch my license.
That's
and
crazy.
To get a new license.
They did
in
dirty.
The state of Maryland.
He had to take a driving test.
I had to take.
No, the fuck you did it.
A whole driving test.
Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on.
We did all that so you can take a driving test.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Hold up. Hey. So you're telling me. Hold on. I just want to make sure.
Right.
Yeah. Put it all together.
Let's
Put it all together.
I've been drinking, so I'll make sure I get this out clear.
What the
So
fuck?
you're telling me that you would have had an easier time
Just going to take his damn driver's test.
just acting like you had a learner's permit with the ID you had instead of trying to transfer. Is what you're telling me.
Crazy as
When
shit.
I did that, the third time that I went in there, right? I said, "Well, ma'am, I'm here to take my driver's test."
I gotta hear this.
And I had everything. All right, I had my driving record that clearly shows I've been driving for a very long time. I didn't have my physical license because my wallet was stolen. That's why I had my driving record.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Which is why you went in there to get a license anyway.
I cleared everything from North Carolina and anyone else in the States.
It's fucking retarded.
Any tickets, I promise you, any tickets, anything like that was all clear. When I went in there on the third time, this is why I had to call Rick up when I left out there the third time. She's like, she's like, what you here for? I said, well, I'm here just to take I already took the written test, the computer test. She said, what you here for? I said, I'm just here to take my driving test to renew my license in the state of Maryland. I've already had it. You know what the first thing she said to me was? She was like, well, where's your licensed driver? I was like, well, I said, I'm confused. I said, well, what do you mean? She's like, well, where's your licensed driver? I'm like, well, ma'am, I said, well, why do you need a licensed driver? She was like, well, you're here and you technically don't have a license in Maryland.
The fuck? Hold up. How the fuck do they think people actually come to the state of Maryland that ain't from Maryland then?
Bro, look, here's the thing.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Your flabbergastedness doesn't even compare to mine. Standing there, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? I asked her. I said, ma'am. I said, well, who's giving me the test? She said, an employee. I said, so I said, are your employees licensed drivers? She said, yes. I said, so why do I need a licensed driver with me?
If your employee's a licensed driver and administering the test.
Are administering the fucking test.
These bitches is giving me a headache, and I ain't even been to the.
Now, hold a second. Let's wrap this thing up real quick. Let's go with the driving test. So I had to sit behind the wheel of the car
up to a certain point.
Up to a certain point. He wasn't allowed behind the wheel of the car.
I know you fucking lying.
Whoa.
Wait.
Stop this. Hold this up. Yeah, stop.
Wait. Hold up.
Stop.
Time out.
This ain't how driver's tests work in Maryland. Wait, hold on. I know you didn't have to do this in your driver's test. I know I didn't have, and I'm from New York, so my ID in Maryland.
Hey. So Rick had to get in the car while you was taking the drive.
He drove the Dodge.
Wait, no.
I had to drive his car.
Wait. I'm not.
It makes no sense.
So, you mean to tell me Rick drives, you there?
Yes.
You get in
Rick's car. Yes.
Rick drives the car?
No, I got out the car to watch him take the driving test.
He drives up to a certain point.
Oh, on the little side street thing they got right there. They got side of the building.
They got a course in the parking lot,
the side of the building. Yeah.
So there's two cones.
Mm-hmm.
The first cone is what you drive up to. Before the second cone, if I get out the car and me and Rick switches, because obviously I'm doing the driver's test is canceled.
Yep. He's right.
Can't
do
it.
Yes, he's right. No, he's right.
So Rick's got to stay in the driver's seat until that second cone, until the drivers and or whoever tells him Ricky to get out. He can get out and we can switch.
Yes, that's true.
Cool.
That's true.
Yes. Now this is all under the understanding.
I took 2 driver's tests. None of my driver's tests involved.
This is all understanding that I've been driving since 2005.
Oh, Maryland on some bullshit.
Oh,
he had to take the test. Like he had to go through the 3-point turn.
Hey,
he had to
let me
park
tell
in
you.
the
Like
spot.
you had to do a real live drive.
He had to do the
like
whole
I
thing.
was getting my learners.
Hey, look. Just a small,
all of it.
just a small.
I was there watching.
Crazy.
I was watching on the side the entire
listen,
time.
Just to interject this real quick. Now look.
It was crazy.
I've had my Maryland license, I think, for like only the last maybe 3 years. Listen to me, because I'm from New York, so I'm just used to public transportation. Let me tell you, when me and Tracy went out there, because I went in her old little Ford, whatever.
Right.
Let me tell you, I watched somebody's mom fail because they hit the corner, and the legal driver was her daughter, who was a teenager.
Wow.
And literally watched their mom, who was 30-something years old, hit the corner, and all you heard was, "Go ahead, pull over to the side."
No, hold on.
Oh no, baby, what is she doing?
Look, she came with two of her daughters. They laughing. They are dying laughing.
Rick, what happened? Rick, what happened with the 3-point
So
turn?
I thought that Dad was about to fail the goddamn driver's test because he did the same shit you just said. He was like, "Which way you want me to go?" And it was really, she was like really clear with it.
Tell me.
So he started backing up with a 3-point turn. He actually hit the curb. I was like, "Oh my god, this motherfucker's about to fail."
So her instructions were pull into this. It's like a 3-wide parking area, parking spot, right? Like when you pull in at the mall. It was like 3 wide.
Mm-hmm.
She said, pull into this first spot, do a 3-point turn. That's all she says. So I pull in, and she's like, "All right, start your 3-point turn." I'm like, all right, well, maybe she means go this way because she didn't clarify. So I start to do the 3-point turn, and there's a crumble curve right there. I roll up on the crumble curve. At that point, she was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "You didn't tell me which way you wanted me to do my 3-point turn, okay? So I'm trying to figure this out as I go." She's like, "No, just do it the other way." I said, "Well, why didn't you say that in the beginning?" She's like, "Just do it the other way, you're good." So, cool, boom.
Yeah, she could have failed you right there. Let me tell you.
Exactly.
That's what I thought was going to happen.
And
if she was a dick, and I promise you, I seen it. If she was a dick, she literally. And it's funny.
Exactly.
It's only funny because I watched it happen multiple. Me and the wife, we watched it happen multiple times. Just go. They know what it is. At the end of the test, there's a parking area because you have to wait while you're driving up. But on the other side is a parking area. If you fail, they tell you to go pull into that parking area.
Oh, that's the last point. That's the last test, right? That's the last test.
Go ahead, pull over there.
She was like, "No, do the other way." I do my 3-point turn. She's like, "Y'all good." She said, "Okay, pull out from here and go to this stop sign. Stop there. Go to the other stop sign, and then go to the parking area." At that point, she says, "If you hit the curb,
you fail instantly." Yes, sir. You know how many people look? Everyone's like,
and Rick's standing there the whole time like, "This nigga just hit the curb."
I'm like, man, this
He
Dad
might
versus
have
DMV about to be fucking lit.
Yo,
I can't wait.
He's like,
I'll be ass back at it tomorrow, but goddamn.
Now, all in perspective.
because they make you
Wait, how long you gotta wait now?
2 weeks?
No, I think it's a week.
Okay.
I think.
Something crazy. Let me tell y'all my DMV story.
Oh Lord,
It's
Jesus.
crazy.
Oh, so we got to move on for podcast purposes. We here. We here 217 deep.
We had 2.
We still got to do it.
You
One
don't
more
pay no bills
topic.
in this house. No.
I'm gonna miss this one because I'm about to bow out gracefully. I am tired.
What time is it?
9:30.
It was only 9:30. Stop it.
It's only 9:30. But yeah, we got to move on podcast purposes.
Yeah,
we be here all
but-
night.
God damn it, bro. Rick, you was there. You seen the bullshit, bro. I don't make up crazy shit for my
I was
DMVs,
there.
bro.
I was there. I saw this one.
I applaud your patience.
Yo,
Hey,
young
it was a
black
W.
man,
It was a W.
I'll take the dubs right now. I'm going to take it gracefully.
Young black
You
man,
got your
I
license.
applaud your patience. Because we all would have been like, motherfucker.
So,
you don't.
so needless to say, I am a licensed driver in the state of Maryland now.
Yeah, let me give you a clap.
Can I
Yeah,
get a
round of
clap for
applause,
that
round of
one? Can I
applause,
get a-
round of applause.
Hey,
Give the cheers.
hey, dog, go ahead, get your victory lap and take your roses.
I'm
while you-
not living in California right now. I am good in the state of Maryland. Cool. I'm good.
He gonna move to California. He gonna like, all right, look,
Yeah. What we got to do now?
I got a gun on me and I ain't got no time to wait.
I'm shooting shit up.
I got a gun on me and I got no time to wait. How we gonna handle this,
What's up,
man?
man? Rick, you got it, man. Shit, that's it. That's it for me. I got my dubs. I'm good. Dev's back with a W for the DMV versus Dev.
We ain't gonna talk about the all-time record, but he gets W with this one. I was there for the assist. It was like LeBron in the picture of D Wade. Me with the arms, me with the arms out, arms out, dead with the alley on that one. So yeah.
Lord Jesus, man.
Hey, at the end of the day, I'm just glad that I was able to help you out. You hit me up,
bro. That was much love.
That's all it was.
Much love for that alley-oop, man. He was definitely there.
Yeah,
he came through for your boy. We knocked it out. There was a couple of hurdles that he had to go through because there was such a stickler, but he knocked it out. He did it for your boy. I got what I had to get done, man. Like, that's fam. That's love. That's the circle. And you know what, Will?
it's more than
That's
just podcast.
the circle that I'll ride for. You feel me? Not everyone that considers himself a circle is that circle.
That's what I said, though. You like, I'm gonna have to call you. I was like, all right, bet. Let's go.
I knew if he didn't hit me, I knew I was gonna be able to call you up.
You already know. I'm on the way, though. Where you at? I'm gonna give. All right, bet.
That circle right there. That circle love, all day. Rick, you got it, babes.
All right, this next topic brings you no joy, but I think we have a light in the tunnel with this one. The George Floyd case. I'm gonna drop Matt Gaetz. George Floyd case. I think it's going pretty well so far, to be honest.
In his favor?
Yeah, in George Floyd's favor.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's going pretty well so far. Yeah.
I think it's about damn time. I think it's about time that America goes and holds its so-called police and protectors held to the standards that they're supposed to be held to.
Stop right there. We're gonna talk about this policeman just said. This article I'm referencing is from Care with a K 11.com. You good? Yeah. I'll play the audio. If you're not here in time, I'll play the audio. I'll try to stretch out just a little bit, as I did right there. Yeah, you like that. Minneapolis Police Lieutenant Derek Chauvin's use of force on Floyd was totally unnecessary. If your knees on someone's neck, that can kill them. Lieutenant Richard Zimmerman said to the jury on Friday. The head of Minneapolis Police Department's homicide division condemned Officer Derek Chauvin's use of force against George Floyd as totally unnecessary. Lieutenant Richard Zimmerman, which we hear pretty soon here in the audio, testified that in Chauvin's trial on Friday that more than 3 decades of his police training and the danger of his techniques were used on Floyd last May. He pretty much goes in, and we play in the audio here too, so I won't have to come back to hear this, but he says that it was completely unnecessary. There's no need for it.
Agreed.
Real quick, what was your thoughts on the trial so far?
Oh, look, I've heard nice little bits and snippets and whatnot. Because I'm not gonna lie, my actual care for the way America treats us, I hold no cut cards. And anyone that knows me knows this. I don't care, and I don't mean that in any kind of harsh or malicious way. I just don't care because goddamn it, I'm a 30-something-year-old black man and I live in America. So no, I don't care because America don't give a fuck about me. So this trial to me is not for me. It's for America. This isn't for me.
To get right.
Yeah. This is America righting their wrongs. Everything that has to do with black people in the news right now is America righting their wrongs. And I don't give a damn how long it takes. I don't give a damn how hard the Band-Aid hurts. Guess what? Fuck y'all. Straight like that. Because it was fuck us. Straight like that. It was fuck us. So fuck y'all. You want to see one of your folks go down? Let them go down in the blaze of glory that you told them that they could rise to. That is not my fault or my problem. That is yours, and you got to deal with it. Not me, America. I'm straight. Straight like that. I'm straight. One of your cops fucked up. What you gonna do about it? That's how it is. What you gonna do about it? And you know what they all said? As we can clearly see this case, you know what America said? Fuck them. Fuck them. You fucked up. You fucked up. And you ain't just fuck up a little bit. You fucked up to the point where the whole nation was about to burn down and have a whole civil war out here. That's how bad that cop fucked up. He fucked up to the point where his own friends and family officers had to be like, yo, dog, you going down for this.
That wasn't it.
You going down for this. And everyone that was associated with it, they went down for it. Like, that's what I'm saying. You, at some point, me as a black man in America, I'm all out of fucks to give.
Well, what about the criticism?
I'll play the audio after you talk.
Oh, go ahead.
No, talk first.
What I was going to say was, what about the criticism, I'm sorry, that cops have as far as doing their job? And like, well, it makes it harder for us. And then holding him accountable as a cop from other cops. Like,
it's very simple. I'm in the audio industry. You know what I hear from clients all the time? It's too expensive for me to do this, man. Can I get a discount? No, you can't. Well, why can't I not get a discount? You knew what the fuck you signed up for. You're a cop in fucking America. You, as a cop, black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, Middle Eastern, you knew what you signed the fuck up for. No, you want a great example? You a cop in L.A. Don't you motherfucking dare come out your motherfucking mouth and tell me at any time that you didn't know what the fuck you signed up for in Los Angeles as a cop. You know the history of police in Los Angeles? Motherfucker, get your shit together. Strap up these goddamn boots, get on these goddamn streets, and act like the motherfucking civil servant that you are. Stop playing with me. I'm trying to live my life. You got a gun out here. I don't. Don't you dare have the audacity to act like you don't fucking act like you ain't a civil servant. Don't you fucking come out your goddamn mouth. You were charged with one thing: protect and serve. Like a doctor says, do no harm. Motherfucker, who are you? Bitch, you took a life out here that didn't have to get taken. You know what that means? Consequences and repercussions.
Are we paying attention to this right now?
That's what it means. Consequences, and you know what?
Every word.
It's some passion.
Yeah, bro. because I subscribe to Killer Mike. It ain't my fucking responsibility to teach you how to be a fucking human being.
It's passion.
That's a goddamn truth.
That's tough.
You know why? And I got children. I'm raising a young black man and 2 young black queens. So guess what, motherfucker?
Hey.
I catch you out here slipping because you want to do some dumb shit to my children. That's your life.
I ain't even gonna catch you slipping. I'm gonna catch you right where the fuck
Facts.
you lay your head.
Facts.
I'm not gonna catch you
Facts.
slipping.
I
want you to be at your house. I want your wife to be there. I want
was
your
raised-
kids to be
look,
there.
real talk,
Fuck with my kids. It is all fucking
and that's-
limits. Hear
and-
me when I say that.
And
I
that's
do
what
not give a fuck
that's
who
what our
it
people
is.
need to be on.
I do not give a fuck
Yeah,
who it is.
that's
Oh,
a fact.
you getting mines, guaranteed to get your
Think about
family.
it like this.
Fuck
Is that not the thing we are told?
Fuck that.
That's someone's child. That's someone's
Fuck
son.
that.
That's someone's daughter. That's
Oh.
someone's this, that, and
that's
third.
your wife?
Yo,
you
word?
want her, don't you?
Yo, check
that
this.
was my son. That's your daughter.
That's how I-
you
that's
want
how I
her,
feel.
don't you?
That's how
that
I
was
feel.
my son.
Yeah.
You want your son, don't you? So did I. That was my fucking son.
That's
yeah.
your ass.
Not mine.
So that's your ass.
Not mine.
So fuck him.
Not mine.
Dead ass serious. So
Not
fuck
mine.
him because you know
and
why?
He
Because
lucky.
put it this
He's
way.
lucky
Put it
that
this way.
they didn't
If it was
catch
you,
him,
if it
or
was
if
you,
his
if it was
family.
you, if it was me, if it was her, he at that day, at that time said fuck us.
That yeah.
And that's what it needs
That's
to
it,
be.
that's all.
People want to go and sensationalize shit.
It's
Fuck
the police.
them. Because
Blue
because-
Lives Matter.
because
Do
when you-
it.
Man, fuck that
Do
blue
it.
bullshit.
First of all,
man,
we've
fuck that
already
shit. Fuck that
we've
shit.
already look.
Hear me when I say this. I believe an eye for a fucking eye. I'm a firm believer in that shit. And I thank God to be on this earth for 36 years and nobody has touched my family.
Hey, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Amen
No,
to that.
nobody
Of
has
course,
touched anybody close to me in that matter.
I'm
Because
just
I
saying. will
seriously go to
Yeah,
jail
yeah, facts.
behind mines. I die behind mines.
We know this.
Yeah.
Rick, man. hit us with the audio, man. Like, what was it talking about?
We already had some audio right there. I was going to let that just keep riding out.
Hey, man.
Hey,
Hey, man.
hey, this is
So what I will say in this case is
and then I'm going to play the audio.
that they are going to fry his ass.
Good.
When he goes to jail, because he's going.
Oh, they're going to gen pop that motherfucker.
He's going to go.
That's
when,
gen pop.
When he goes to jail,
I don't know if he'd be in Gen Pop.
Yeah, he is.
they're gonna make an example out of him and
They're
put
going
him
to make
in,
an example.
in
Yo,
They're
let's
gonna make an
let's
example
real-
out of him.
Dog, this is America. Let us
Yeah.
not act like
So
they don't make examples out of people that they
That's a
send.
white man.
What's
though.
but
you think-
listen,
you think he
let,
Gen Pop?
let me tell you what's gonna happen when he go to Gen
Watch,
Pop, right?
yep.
And he's a police
They're
officer.
going to
That's
be
what I'm saying.
exactly. So they're gonna put him in Gen Pop, right?
Mm-hmm.
That two things are gonna happen. They're gonna put him in Gen Pop. Once they put him in Gen Pop, he's either gonna die within the first month or so, or he's gonna commit suicide.
Oh, yeah. Suicide.
Oh, yeah, suicide.
Suicide.
Like Epstein.
Yeah,
Suicide.
it's
Suicide.
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 It's gonna happen because he's gonna go to jail for this. There's no doubt in my mind that he's gonna go to jail behind it.
Well, let's hear the audio. Let's hear what Lieutenant Richard Zimmerman, the head of the homicide department of Minneapolis, has to say about this. He was on stand today. This is his words. As of April 2nd, which is today.
Based on your review of the body-worn camera videos of the incident.
Yes.
And directing your attention to that moment when Mr. Floyd is placed on the ground,
Yes.
what is your view of that use of force during that time period?
Totally unnecessary.
What do you mean?
Well, first of all, pulling him down to the ground, face down, and putting your knee on the neck for that amount of time is just uncalled for. I saw no reason why the officers felt they were in danger, if that's what they felt. And that's what they would have to feel to be able to use that kind of force.
So, in your opinion, should that restraint have stopped once he was handcuffed and prone on the ground?
Absolutely.
And I should add to that question then also that it appeared he had stopped resisting.
I'm sorry?
And it appeared that he had stopped putting up any resistance.
Absolutely, I would stop.
I have nothing further, Gar.
Dev, you obviously something to say during that little exchange right there on trial.
The only thing I wanted to clarify was it the prosecution or the defense that was proposing those questions?
That prosecution.
Yeah, that's it. I just want to kind of make it clear for people to understand who was proposing those questions. That's it.
Yeah, and she said the prosecution, and things I couldn't verify that myself, but I just saw the clip right there from the testimony, and of course, in a court of law, that's used regardless. It's on record, so that's why I went with it. But tell me what you think about the audio of that one.
He going under the jail. If the person who has been in the Minneapolis police force for the longest came to testify, and he himself said that this was excessive force. The fact that, I heard him say, it was too much time. They shouldn't have used that type of force. They shouldn't have slammed him on the ground. He was not a threat. The fact that when he was on the ground and when they felt that he was continuing to resist arrest, once he stopped, you guys, once he was no longer moving, you guys still didn't stop, or he still didn't stop. That was enough to say you purposely killed this man. There was no threat. He was not resisting at that point because he had stopped breathing, which means you could have let up. That was a choice you chose to make. You chose that day to kill. Now we know an innocent black man for no reason other than.
You said now.
Now.
What are you referencing as far as
the
him
counterfeit
being innocent?
bill? The counterfeit bill.
What about it?
It wasn't counterfeit.
So he got all.
Did y'all see the cashier? He was on stand too as well.
He did.
He talked about it.
The bill was actually not counterfeit. The young guy actually feels really bad. He said it's his fault. He called this in.
He's in the video too as well.
Yeah, they right. Yeah, he did. He feels really bad, as he should, because this could have been prevented. Like, it's seriously prevented. You essentially started a fire.
No, bro, you killed the man.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Fuck that nigga. Like on some real shit. Fuck that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because I
wouldn't say that though. And the reason why I wouldn't say that is because at the end of the day, he was just doing his job. You can't be mad at somebody for doing their job.
No.
That's like saying if you go to war to kill somebody, you gonna be mad at you. Somebody gonna be mad at you for killing somebody.
I think it's apples and oranges right now.
You got a gun. Listen.
Hold on.
When he called the police, right?
Damn.
Let's think about it.
When he called the police, right, to report this thing, he had no idea what the police actions were going to be, none whatsoever. He had no idea that the police were going to escalate this situation, and
of course,
in the moment that they escalated, he didn't know that.
So that absolves him?
No, they didn't have the record of that. But what I'm saying is, we putting the blame on the wrong damn person. He did his job. He didn't fight him. He didn't argue with him. He called the police and told them what had happened. They got a counterfeit bill. They had a run-in with counterfeit bills, and they were just trying to find the culprit. So is he completely to blame? Absolutely not. Should he get some of the blame? Yes, because he's the one who called the police. But at the end of the day, the nigga was doing his job. So why are you putting the blame on somebody who was doing their job? That don't make no fucking sense to me.
Let me say this. I worked at Giant. We all know Giant in this area, right? Before I joined the Air Force.
We'll go with it.
And this was Let's see.
You walking
In
anywhere?
2005.
Or Alice Hill Road?
No, in Riverdale. In Riverdale.
Okay.
Okay, so this is
I don't know much about
2005.
Riverdale.
This is 16. This is 16 years ago.
Okay.
You know, and I worked at a register. You know what we had? We had a marker that marked all bills over $20.
That's true.
Once they came through, we marked it. It's good.
That's true.
We knew it was counterfeit. This was 16 years ago.
Yep.
This right here was 3 years ago. If you're telling me that we have simple technology to discern whether a bill was fake or not 16 years ago, and it might not necessarily been that cashier's fault, but that business, if you've had an ongoing issue with counterfeit money, y'all didn't implement issues. Y'all didn't implement something to counteract that issue, right? Okay?
That's called negligence.
That is called negligence on the business as it relates to a man losing his life as a result of what? The accusation that you enacted on that individual. That is a problem. It might not necessarily be the cashier, but when I see those crocodile tears, bro, fuck you.
Yeah, basically.
Because you or your employer should, if 16 years ago we had something to discern that, fuck you, bro. Your crocodile tears don't mean anything. And then for it all to come out that it was a legit bill.
Yeah.
And then for you to say, oh, I wish it would have never happened.
Bro, job better.
I take an issue with that.
Yeah.
I take a personal issue with that, bro, because your tears will not bring this man back. It won't.
Yep.
Your regret will not. There's a thing called survivor's guilt. Y'all know that?
Yeah.
Survivor's guilt is when someone experiences a situation.
Turn the camera.
Got you. There's this thing called survivor's guilt where an individual will experience a traumatic event and they will come out of it unscathed, relatively, right? But people will die around them. Okay? It doesn't mean that they were necessarily responsible for what happened, but they suffer it because they always felt like, why didn't I? But see, in a situation like this where you actively contributed to someone, there's no such thing as survivor's guilt because you didn't experience the traumatizing event.
That's true.
You literally caused it. So fuck you and your guilt, bro. Fuck you and this sense of, if I say that I feel bad for my actions that led to this man losing his life, yo, what does that mean to his family? It means absolutely nothing to them. When there were measures that you could have enacted to prevent this, and then we get into the officer's actions. See, I don't care about how they apprehended him. I don't care about what he did in the moments leading up to the. He may have resisted. He made whatever the case is. You know what I look at? I look at that last 4 minutes of that video after they took him out the police cruiser, after he was on the ground. See, that's what I look at, okay? And that's what I pray the jury's looking at. There was a moment where that man was on that ground with them, 3 on him, on his body, and he was literally calling out for whom? His mama. He wasn't a threat. He was handcuffed behind his back, and he was literally calling out for his mama, okay? At that point, if there is no humanity that sets in as a person, bro, as a person, I'm speaking to anyone that's hearing this right now. The humanity. We will always criticize what people do to us, how we've been wrong, how we feel like we've owed this, we're owed that. People will reach out to us and they'll say you did this to us, and we'll deny it and we'll argue. And the people and the powers that be, from the starving children, they'll always make excuses. Humanity at some point in all of those circumstances have to set in. And when I looked at that man's face, and with these people pleading with him, not just George Floyd saying he screaming out for his mama, but bro, these bystanders, the paramedics that was there. The off-duty fire department respondent that was there.
Still, that's a coworker at that point. That's still a coworker.
When there are people that are reaching out to your humanity and you don't respond to that, I don't care if he does get charged with murder. I don't.
Yeah.
From a very basic human perspective, he needs to be sent away because he clearly showed an absence of that respect of humanity. He did not. Look at the nonchalantness in his face. People were reaching out to him, and he was just very calm and okay with his actions.
Like he's done it before.
Don't charge him with murder. But if you tell me that he doesn't deserve to go away for anything, that's what I'll take an issue with. Because even if you don't think it's premeditated, the fact that he had a point, there was a choice. There was a choice, bro. In that whole fucking video, there was a choice that he very clearly made to continue with his actions. He continued with it. He didn't start. He didn't finish. There was 4 minutes in that video where he was like, I hear you. I hear what y'all saying, and I don't care.
Yep.
For humanity's sake, fuck him being black, fuck him being white, fuck whatever this shit goes on, bro. Y'all know this from me. I don't care about the black struggle, the white struggle, the Mexican struggle. I care about humanity, bro. What are we doing to uplift humanity? What are we doing to make all of us better and bring all of us together? In that moment of humanity, he did not care about the human being. Fuck him, bro. And fuck whoever called 911 on him. I'm not saying you should serve or suffer, but bro, you have a certain level of culpability in this, and you need to deal with it, and you need to accept it, and you know what? You need to suffer. And even if it's in your own mental, in your own spiritual, in your own insights, suffer and deal with it. Be better. But understand, you played a part in this. I'm good.
Will.
No, I wholeheartedly agree. I was good before he started. I already said my part because it look at it. Like this is my problem I have with America as a whole. It's my main problem I have with America as a whole. It you know what? And I'm a segue it because it shows. It leads it's like the same conversation we had with Lil Nas X. Look at what is happening. Simple. Look, pay attention to what's going on in front of you. Who's doing it? Why are they doing it? This cop we have right here, he's a shitty cop. He's the reason why no one trusts cops at all. And this is why I don't play into the whole, well, there are good cops. No, motherfucker. Ain't no such thing as a good cop. Because you know what a good cop does? They turn in bad cops. And I've yet to find a good cop that's ever turned in a bad cop and then got saluted for that shit. I ain't lived long enough to see it. I pray to God I get to see it. But until I actually see it, and it's not on some fucking Hollywood movie, and I get to actually see it in real life, no. I don't believe none of that shit.
He had a lot of complaints against him.
And what did that police force, what did that precinct, and what did they do?
He's got a kid. He's got wives. Does not do anything.
All that bullshit. It's the same bullshit, right? It's
By the way, what I just said is what?
It's the same bullshit we get tossed at. Yo,
that's what a cop told me.
Guess what? The average motherfucker out here that works at a Walmart got a kid, got a wife. Average motherfucker that works at McDonald's got a kid, got a wife. Why? Because you can walk around with a gun? Because your mandate is different? Serve and protect? How the fuck is that different? You are a civil servant. So your wife and your kids, they trust that their dad or their mom or whatever is going to bring home the check because you're out working. That's it. This is a job. Don't you dare act like your job is making you holier than thou. Again, this is how the Crusades fucking happened. You gave power to the people because they had the word and they used the word for their own good against the people. They
believed what they were doing was better than the next.
Yeah, against the people. So here we have in America the same shit that happens with the cops. They use their power against the people they are mandated to fucking protect and serve. We literally grow up with that shit. All these black men in this room right now, all of our parents had that conversation. You got to be careful when you out here in these streets. And they're not talking about from our people to the next nigga. They're literally talking about the cops. We've been told that shit. Hey, this is how you're supposed to act. Hey, these are your rights. There's this and there's that. My nigga, I don't care about white America saying whether they believe we have to have this conversation or not, and we sensationalize it. Bitch, we got 400 years of history to show you what the fuck has happened. Why are they going to act like Black Wall Street didn't happen? They got bombed. Okay? That shit didn't, they didn't just set off fucking bombs on the ground.
Sky.
They flew over and dropped bombs on a successful black established group of people. Are we, like, stop.
Awesome, 1921.
Stop. We're done. I am done. Get your shit the fuck together and stay the fuck out of my face. I am done. Me personally. I personally, and I've said this on this podcast quite a few times and quite a few other podcasts. I personally am done. You're not going to feed me an excuse and I'll be like, yeah, that's cool. Nah, my nigga. I am now at this age, I have been taught by quite a few many rich and successful white Americans on how the game works. And because I know how the game works, you're not going to feed me bullshit and expect me to call it pancakes. Nah, player. That shit is over for me. You can feed it to another black man. And if I get to him first, I'll tell him how it works. But not me. Not me. And because I know how the game works, that's cool. I see you over here resolving your shit and cleaning your house. That's what's up. So what do you black folks think about what's going on? About fucking time, get your shit the fuck together, and we'll talk about it later. That's it. That's it. That's all it needs to be. We're not going to polarize this shit. I don't care what the fuck happens to him. He fucked up. What happens when you fuck up on your job? You get fired. Fuck that nigga. It happened to me. It happens to you. It happens to him. These are the standards that are supposed to be set and met.
Fuck you talking about?
Yeah. Like we're not going to act. We can't act like different people's jobs hold this crazy weight. You are trained to do your job in every job situation in this country. And if you're not, you're supposed to be. Period. We don't make excuses. We make it work. Oh, word? Where's the trainer at? Where has it fallen through the cracks that this motherfucker thought it was a cool thing to do or it was okay to do? He had fucking reports and complaints. Oh, word? Cool. Just like R. Kelly. So now that means I'm going to hold your chief responsible. I'm going to hold the lieutenant responsible. I'm going to hold the motherfucker that took the paperwork. And instead of going and saying, hey, chief, such and such, he got another complaint. That's his fourth one this year. We have a problem. Are we really going to act like a whole bunch of idiots are actually policing America? Are we acting like these are idiots? Because word, I don't got a problem calling a cop a fucking idiot. I don't got a problem with that shit. My fear for cops has long been gone. I promise y'all that. I grew up in New York. That shit over. But for real, if we're going to act like these cops are too stupid to do their job, then get rid of the motherfuckers and start over.
Fuck them.
Straight like that. Get rid of them because you can't have it both ways. You can't say, well, I'm doing the best I can and expect me to be cool with that. Guess what, nigga? I go to McDonald's. I want a double cheeseburger, and I want mac sauce on it. You ain't put mac sauce on my burger? Hey, I didn't get mac sauce on the burger. We're sorry, sir. We'll go ahead and put it on there. Give me another burger. Excuse me, ma'am. I still didn't get mac sauce on my burger. Let me go find out what's going on. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. Get another burger. Ma'am, what's the problem? I didn't get mac sauce. It's just sauce, man. Just dip it up and toss it on there. You can take my burger and just put it on there. I'll take the burger as it is. That's us as black folks in America. That's us on the third burger. That's us. You know how I am? Mm-hmm. Nah, give my money. I'm done. But sir, nah, give me the money. And I'm on Twitter. And I tagged you. And your store. And I don't talk to your manager already while I sat in this car on the third burger. That's me. That's where our people need to be. You need to be where I'm at. I'm not doing this shit. I gave you 1, 2, 3 tries. Oh, you fucked up? Cool. It's time to talk. Because clearly you don't know how to do your job. And you know what that means? That means if I know how to do your job, you should be paying me. Yeah, I shouldn't be paying you.
Bro,
guess what?
So you're calling an entire
you motherfucker, because I worked in retail before I did my music full time. I worked in retail. Bro. And you know what it means in retail? It's a customer service and oriented business and job. So here we have police officers mandate, protect, and serve. It is, whether we want to act like it or not, is a customer service job. So when you are doing bad to your customers and everyone's too scared to call corporate about it, AKA your boss, AKA the chief, we got a problem here. And if you're telling me that everyone else is too fucking stupid to call out when someone's fucking up, a word?
Well,
a word? You know what? What do they do? What do they do to places in retail when they don't make money?
Oh, they
close them down.
They shut them down.
What do you do? What are you supposed to do when the precinct in the area that they're supposed to police is fucking up and everyone's to blame? You shut it the fuck down. So until someone explains not just how he fucked up, how everybody fucked up, because again, you can't just throw this man under the bus without an actual investigation. Well, the investigation says that he has a history of, you mean, no. Don't whitewash this for me. Don't whitewash it. You're telling me that he has a history of fucking up and you knew about it. Because just like I got a rap sheet, when you book me, he got a rap sheet like this for his career.
That's tough.
So don't you fucking dare tell me about some bullshit and how we need to fry this nigga. No. You don't act that way unless you are allowed to act that way. Just like children.
Stop it, Will.
Let me ask you this. One thing that so people ask about what's the defense? What's the defense for Chauvin? And one of the defenses have been that George Floyd was high, he had drugs in the system, and that's why he died.
Right.
Now, Ali, throw it up. I'll let my words ring before we move on to the next topic, Black History. Dev, what's your response to that as far as drugs being in the system? That's the reason why George Floyd died.
I've watched certain respondents' testimony on this, right? And so you can speak to his state of mind or his state of being, right? But I'm gonna make this very clear, very clear. George Floyd wasn't on trial, isn't on trial. His state of being isn't on trial. His state of mind isn't on trial. His chemical imbalance or balance isn't on trial, okay? So are we saying that because let's frame this right now. Let's take it back to Fort Hood.
Ooh, Fort Hood.
Let's take it back to the major, right? The black major that went on an 11-person killing spree. He clearly documented suffered from PTSD. Documented, right? How often was that brought up in the prosecution of his actions? Clearly documented. He went to psychological health,
mental health, all that. Yeah.
It was documented evidence that he was suffering from this, okay? Are you telling me that a person's physical state of being or psychological state of being dictates your actions in your response to them? There are subtle differences, okay? There's things that you change as far as how you speak to someone and how you approach them, right? If you understand, if you recognize they may be going through a certain type of episode, okay? Cool. I respect that. I completely get it. But when you get someone in handcuffs, you drag them out. See, a lot of people don't understand this. He was already in the police vehicle. He was in the vehicle.
Got dragged out.
They could have just shut both doors and taken him into the precinct.
Yep, that's right.
So, he was in handcuffs, in the vehicle, and they drug him out of it and placed him on the ground. Bro, it doesn't matter to me what he may or may not have been suffering from. At that point, you had no care for what was going on with him as what? A human being. Because, see, we've made excuses.
Oh, yeah, of course.
For mass shooters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what just happened recently in Atlanta? The spa shooter. What did the fucking chief police have to say? He was having a bad day. It's my recommendation. He was having a bad day.
Yeah, good thing this motherfucker does not represent the judge, jury, and executioners of that case.
So I don't want to hear it, bro.
Let us not forget. But so many years ago that seemed to have lost everyone's memory when we had another mass shooting at a black church. And what did the cops do?
They boarded the Burger King.
They fed this motherfucker. Like, again.
Oh, Dylan Hunt.
Remember
North
that?
Carolina.
Burger King.
So again,
Kill 9.
Let us not act. Don't
play with me, bro.
Like as I said, look at some point, if you want to, look. I don't care what lawyer you get. You want to use a logical excuse, sure. So that means all these cops are idiots.
Where's the balance?
No, we're not. They're not idiots. Oh, so you're telling me you're not trained to handle someone with some kind of psychological imbalance or some kind of metabolism issue or something that happens where their literal biology is fucked up. Well, I'm not saying all that. Oh, so you have an expert here who says that you are set to handle these kind of situations. And you deliberately said, fuck it, and did your own thing because the rules do not apply to you because you always get away with anything you do because you clearly have...
No. Call a spade. They get away with what?
Oh, yeah.
Murder.
Of course.
Murder.
No, we're not going to dress this shit up.
No. I'm not
saying you are.
Yeah. No. But I'm saying...
Get away with murder.
I'm hitting the blanket off of how it is.
True.
The blanket statement is the same thing. Look, again, this could have been anybody. This could have been anyone's child of any sex because we clearly see they don't give a fuck if it's a man or a woman or a child for that matter. They don't care. Look, again, I'm from New York in the 90s. By all means, go look up Amadou Diallo.
Don't do it.
By all means, you go look that shit up. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Cops don't give a fuck how old you are. They don't give a fuck who you are. They don't give a fuck what sex you are. And they sure as shit, sure as fuck, don't treat black folks the way they treat white folks when they get locked the fuck up. Okay? It is literally about the amount of fear that they are taught to handle, and the color of your skin induces that fear. Simple. Even though they represent 60+% of the population in the country that they police, the fear that they are taught is to handle people that are black and brown in skin complexion, no matter how light or how dark. They are taught to handle us with motherfucking punching gloves and not kit gloves. So we are where we are right now, America, because of your fuck up. Because you can't say we're equal if we're not equal. And you can't hold someone responsible for other people's actual safety without holding them fucking responsible when they fuck up. That's where we are. Your man fucked up. Your precinct has to answer for that. Your chief needs to answer for that. This man should have been fired long ago. His psychological evaluation probably failed that motherfucker on countless times. And the problem that we have isn't the fact that he fucked up or he's a fuck up. The problem is that he was allowed to fuck up. That he was allowed to stay here. That nobody else pointed it out. And if anyone else pointed it out, by all means, stand the fuck up. Someone needs to man or woman the fuck up and say, this motherfucker been reported. I've been saying that. Who's going to do that? This is why there's no such thing as a good cop. Who the fuck is going to die on the sword and say, you know what? I've been saying that shit. And everybody in this motherfucking department know I've been saying this shit. And not get ostracized or I have to retire because they're going to threaten me. Oh, word? You just threatened the man that just said that he been saying this shit? You just threatened the woman that been saying that shit? Your whole department's going down. Period. I wish one of you motherfuckers would threaten one of these people that's over here trying to help the fucking community.
There is no internal affairs.
For what? That's the thing.
Internal affairs is a first shield.
That's all it is.
We're going to help you out. Don't worry, man. We've seen this happen before. Oh, word?
That's all it is.
It's a Captain America shield.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you know what I've seen happen before? I've seen a whole lot of
black
black
Brown
folks
grabbing the child.
Yeah.
They're not separate. They're not separate.
This man had so many complaints against him. Why did he still have a job for as long as he did? It shouldn't even got to a George Floyd.
Because this is America.
Thank you.
And that's the problem.
Because this is I think people discount the way we work in America and how America is set up. I think because people aren't used to, as we talked about before, they're not used to looking in the mirror. See, other countries see us for the bullshit that we talk.
Right.
We're full of culture, but we're full of culture. We're full of culture. So thus we culture our country. But our other countries still see the bullshit because the internet exists.
They're on the outside looking in. They
That's
can
it.
See it for what it is.
Hey, look, guess what? And we live in a very tall glass house. We live in a tall ass glass house full of multiple floors of fuck ups and shit that everyone can clearly see, not only through, but they can clearly see what's going on because, again, the internet exists. And because the internet exists, you can't run no more. We put it this way. I'm 37. Now, I have no idea how old y'all are. And that's just my fault on not knowing how old you are. But within our lifetime right now, how many times have we seen not just our people be done wrong and other people that look like us done wrong? How many times have we seen it now on video? How many times have our children had to be subject to seeing our people doing that? Boo. But I'm just saying that, but we see that and our people see that. And we ain't talking about the movies. We're talking about television. We're talking about mass media. We're talking about the thing that is supposed to be showing us that reality in the world we live in can be a better place or is a better place. Again, the world sees that where we live and what happens here ain't in our favor. Straight like that. It's not in our favor. I don't got to dress it up. We don't got to market it any other way. I don't got to pretend that wrong is happening. This ain't a comic book. I go outside right now. How many guys got cases on some bullshit? How many people that we know that we've grown up with got cases that anybody with common sense would say, you know what, you shouldn't be here in this courtroom. What are you doing here? You're wasting our time. Who put you here? Is the officer here? The fuck is wrong with you? I got a murder case coming up here. What are you doing? We have more important things as a society that we should be taking care of. This shit should have been solved hundreds of years ago.
Very true.
And yet here we are. Nah, I'm calling it, like you said, I'm calling a spade a spade. Fuck this motherfucker. Fuck all the people that want to defend him. Fuck the lawyer that the fucking cops probably got for him. Let's be real.
Straight up.
You really?
I was offended when there wasn't a plea bargain. When I seen that there wasn't a plea bargain,
they actually wanted to go to trial.
That they wanted to go to trial.
Like, we could win this shit. We could win this shit.
Because they really felt they could win this shit. That right there is the most telling. Yo, all right, first off, right? Growing up in New York, the cops, I lived like a couple blocks from the cops. Man, cops ain't stupid. They weren't stupid. Ain't no cops gonna be able to mass go into a neighborhood and fuck some shit up. You're not that deep. There's a couple hundred of you. There's a couple of thousand of them. You're not that deep. And people, the respect for the cops in the neighborhoods ran differently back in the 90s and the late 80s because there's an unwritten rule. Yo, you gotta, it's check yourself. Check yourself here at the door. This ain't your neighborhood. Everyone might know you, but this ain't your neighborhood. You don't live here. You don't live here. So conversation and communication happen. This shit right here, for who? Who? You telling me right now that any of these cops for real live in the places they police?
Hell no.
Of course.
So the disconnect.
I seen a DC cop car about a mile down the street from here.
Facts. Exactly. Yo, I live in La Plata. Guess what? Those motherfuckers live where I live, so they understand. They understand. And that's what I love about where I live. They not playing that game. They understand. I bet you this motherfucker didn't live with the people. You know why? Because it's black folk.
Exactly.
If you understand the black man's struggle, you should have empathy toward the black man's struggle on a day-to-day basis, which means at some point he's supposed to say, yo, it's whatever. I don't give a fuck if he had drugs. Let's get back to the point. I'm going to run on. I don't care if he had drugs. I don't care if he has drugs in his system. You know what drugs in his system make him? A normal-ass American. Niggas smoke weed. There's functioning.
Suburban white house moms over here popping Percocet and drinking wine.
Hey, dog.
And taking the kids to soccer practice
at 6 p.m. You know what's 45 minutes down the road? Southern Maryland. You know what's down Southern Maryland? St. Mary's County. You know what lives in St. Mary's County? A bunch of pillheads. You know what they be doing? Functioning.
They make it.
They go to work. They go to school. They pick up their children. Meth heads, crack heads, pill heads, weed heads. Guess what? They are the functioning parts of society that make up America in 2021. I don't care if you say a couple years ago, well, he was high on what? Weed? Oh, you found some drugs in his system? By all means, point a nigga out where there ain't no drugs in their system. And I ain't talking about in this room, but if you put 50 people from off the street in a room and test them for drugs, what we find,
all sorts of cultures, ethnic groups.
What we find ain't
monetary
shocking nobody. What we find is not shocking anyone in the room that got tested. You understand? Like, we're all gonna look at each other and go, "Were you smoking?" And someone's gonna be like, "Yeah."
Oh, you do coke? Oh, you're a second grade teacher.
Yeah. It ain't shocking nobody.
I literally, and we can move on, Rick, man, because I know we got.
No, this is good right here. But last point right here, this is a good conversation.
I literally very, very, very recently, I had a 5th grade teacher tells me,
check my text.
She smokes.
Check my text.
Where?
No, check my text.
Oh.
They're going.
Hey, I had a 5th grade teacher tells me that she smokes a J. Before every morning of class. So to Will's point, man, you can kind of reach out throughout society, and if you want to be that stickler, and you can do it. But I promise you, it's happening on a scale that far surpasses what you believe it isn't. And if a 5th grade teacher can tells me that to get herself going or to get herself calm, so that she can make it through the day.
Take care of your kids all day.
Over Zoom and Skype, you know, she's having to sit in front of this camera to deal with all these 10s, 20s, 30s, however many students.
A whole bunch of links and a whole bunch of iPad issues, all this other shit.
Oh, my God, bro.
Oh, my God.
And not only that, but then you got the parents that saying, oh, my kid was in class and you're this. And so now you're not just dealing with the students, you deal with the parents. And
that's a fact.
I believe that America as a society needs to start enacting a certain sense of sensibility and grace.
Man, pull that Band-Aid off. They need to stop the bullshit.
That's very true.
They need to stop the bullshit. Look. They need to stop the bullshit. We've all been down this road before. It's not like George Floyd was the first black man to get murdered by a cop after decades of nothing. He was probably the 7th, the 8th?
It was a lot.
Yeah,
a lot more than that.
Breonna Taylor still ain't got no justice out this motherfucker.
Facts.
Hey,
look, gentlemen, I do got to pack up and leave. But again, I will leave on this note. Fuck that motherfucker. Fuck that whole police force. They don't deserve no honor. They don't deserve no glory. They all need to go down, because if one person's fucking up, it is everyone's responsibility, especially when your job is to serve and protect. You have a boss, which is the chief. Someone complained. And if people are complaining in mass like that, it is the responsibility of the group of men and women who have been indoctrinated to serve and protect, to take care of that, whether it's in-house or in public. And right now, what we have right now is what happens when you don't take care of your house. This is what happens. Now it's a mess. And you can't run from this, because when this is all over, someone's going to clean that precinct up.
Very true.
Mark my words. Someone's going to walk in there and go, cool. So now that all the reporters are gone and the press has died down and the city done paid that family their money, come here, Chief.
Yep, time to go.
Come here. Because I promise you, the mayor probably said, hey, what the fuck happened in the beginning?
They're not making no waves right now for the trial.
Ain't got to.
But afterwards.
I ain't got to make no waves, but you going to feel it.
Yeah,
when I hit you. You going to feel it when I hit you. And that's all that's going to end up happening. Behind closed doors, because you know how it is. They pay you the hush money. Behind closed doors, watch. We're going to have some retirements popping. Some pensions getting paid, even though these motherfuckers don't deserve it.
Civil lawsuits.
Nah, I ain't no one going to get sued. There's just going to be a whole lot of house cleaning. Because
you mean like a hush money? Something like that. Okay, I got you.
Man, you know we all know silent retirements.
Yeah.
They pushing you out.
You're like, oh, where that motherfucker
you know when you fucked up too bad and you gotta go.
Yeah.
We've seen it. We've seen that happen our whole lives.
Yeah.
You fucked up bad. Hey, dog, I'm not saying that you should retire. I'm just saying that retirement
heavily implying.
I'm just saying retirement looks good on you. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
That's all.
Rick, man,
gentlemen,
man.
Go ahead, gentlemen, but I do gotta leave.
Hey, Will, it's always been a pleasure. You coming back on here too as well.
Oh, well, you know.
That podcast talked about a little
Next
bit earlier.
Time, you're not going to beat the motherfucking mic up and shit like that.
Don't worry. New equipment on the way.
Love y'all.
Hey, appreciate it. Number love, baby.
Same here, man.
Absolutely.
Love it whenever you're here, babes. Appreciate you, bro.
Have a great night, gentlemen.
Of course, you do the same, man.
I hit you tomorrow. Yeah.
And then
we'll take a look at this.
Yo,
have we ever done a podcast just you and me here?
It's been a while, bro. Since what?
Shit.
Weekend News.
That was right before Corona hit.
Yeah. Weekend News was the last time we did one together.
Shit, that's about a year. That's about a year ago.
Shit, bro.
13 months ago.
A year? Yeah.
I remember the date. It was March 7th.
Fuck.
Because we would do a podcast on March 14th. But
and then all the shit popped off.
Yeah, exactly. I remember that. That's why I remember that. And March 17th. March 7th was it was a Saturday. Remember we came here Saturday. We did all that.
Yeah, it was Saturday.
The mimosas, all that. Yeah.
Yeah, nigga,
we had breakfast and all that.
Mimosas.
Yeah, 11 a.m.
Yeah, bro, that was March. Bro, it's literally been like a year and what, 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's because it's like April 2nd right now.
Fuck, bro. This is the last time we've been in the studio together. That's crazy.
That's wild.
Hey, this day.
This day in Black History. Yeah, this day in Black History.
This day.
April 2nd, 1932, Bill Pickett.
That sounds familiar. Hit me with some facts.
I will. Bill Pickett, one of America's greatest cowboy, rodeo, and Wild West performers, died on April 2nd, 1932 in Ponca. Oh, I'm pronouncing that right. Ponca City, Oklahoma, at age 61. Pickett was born December 5th, 1870 at Jenks Branch, Texas. Excuse me. He invented the method of wrestling a steer to the ground after leaping from a horse called bulldogging, which is probably still used today.
Right.
Pickett joined together with his 4 brothers to create the Pickett Brothers Bronco Busters and Rough Riders Association.
WWE, WWF fans, y'all remember the Bronco Buster?
Hey, there it is. Rough Riders, hip hop.
Exactly.
Hey, he later became part of the famous 101 Ranch Wild West show, which had the likes of Will Rogers, Buffalo Bill, and other famous stars. Pickett toured around the world and is featured in movies. Bill served as a deacon in his Baptist church. Pickett was inducted in the National Rodeo Cowboy Hall of Fame in 1971. Look, no one's going to confuse me of being a fan of early cowboys and westerns. I never preached on the podcast. I'm not going to start doing that now. But at the same time, these accomplishments up there with people we do know, or we've heard, at least people you've heard of. Will Rogers. I mean, he's got a goddamn restaurant.
Literally has a restaurant.
Yeah. Buffalo Bill.
Everyone knows Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, the Wild West Cowboys, all that. John Wayne, the revolver. Hold it. Yeah, all that shit. Yeah. So, Bill Pickett.
Right there.
Was right there with him, but in the background,
when you said the name, I had to kind of hear the accomplishments to kind of bring it back to my recollection. But once you said, the rodeo, I knew exactly who it was or whatever. And man, all this says to me is there's no aspect of American society and culture
without black people.
Come on, man.
That's it. That's what it says to me too as well.
And let's just say, for the sake of the argument, we'll exclude the marginalization of black folks. Let's just take out slavery. Let's take out Jim Crow.
Mm-hmm.
There's still not any aspect of American society where black people aren't fully implementing it.
I mean, music, rock and roll.
Thank you.
We ain't too prevalent in that anymore, but that's when black people started it. Blues, jazz, all that evolved into rock and roll. Then it was like, well, then hip hop came his own thing from there.
Became his own thing.
Yeah.
So to me,
the musical background of hip hop of America, or even with this right here, the entertainment background.
Exactly.
So
like what we've known as like the Wild West or the West of society, like Bill, he was implementing that. Not only that, but just the black cowboy and what people have known to be at certain points a white cowboy was actually a black cowboy, So look, shout out to us because man, I hate the fact that we keep being marginalized.
But this is why we do this every podcast,
to bring it to the forefront,
because somebody has to do it. Somebody has to say it. There's no reason why these other guys in history books and Bill Pickett. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wasn't familiar with Bill Pickett at all. I don't even think I heard of the man.
I knew.
You did. Well, that's good. I didn't.
Yeah.
I put myself out there. I did not until I read this. But now I'm familiar with it. And now I can tell the story to other people that may not have heard of his story.
That's just
keep talking.
That's just what we need. Period. That's kind of what we need. That's what we do. That's why we do all of this. Is so whether what I know, what you don't know, or whatever the public doesn't know, it brings it to the forefront of our culture. It brings it to the forefront of people that knows us, that love us, that listens to what we got to talk about, and it drives it home that at our core, this is what BNY is all about. It's all about uplifting our community and the people that have contributed to what it is that we are establishing right now.
A voice to the voiceless.
We may not
Bill Pickett's.
We may not understand what Bill Pickett contributed to where we are right now.
It's true.
But the thing about it is, with him being who he was, bro, it opened doors in general. Just period. And it may not have contributed directly to us, but the simple fact that certain people was allowed to do certain things in our community because of what he stood out and did, that's his significance in culture and history.
Move on to final thoughts. You ever did a one-man show?
I'm good.
Okay, we'll talk on it because I got to take a piss real quick.
Do your thing, bro.
Appreciate it.
Got you. Look, oh, man. So what BNY does, man, is exactly what you all see from a day-to-day basis, man. We just like to create this environment where we want everyone to feel welcome and invited, and we're going to talk about a whole wide-ranging slew of issues. But we're not biased over here, right? We're not biased. We're not one-sided, man. It may seem that way because we're very Afrocentric, Afrocentric. But it doesn't mean that we're operating with blinders, you know? It's just like, that's just kind of what we do, but we appreciate all aspects, man. Y'all know me. Y'all hear me. Y'all listen to me. Y'all know where I come from. I'm a very passionate individual on any topic that I deem, I'm going to dive into. Like, that's just kind of how I rock. But at the same time, man, this also comes from a place of like, I care about all. And I care so much that I want people to understand how passionately I care about what it is that's being talked about. And so my passion can be misconstrued at times as aggression or anger or whatever, but it's never that, man. It's always hear what we're saying, hear where we're coming from, and understand that, there is a sect of society that has something to say, and BNY is just the venue, the avenue, the platform to kind of speak our truth, And so that's why we don't shy away from anyone. If ever you want to reach out to BNY to speak your truth, hit us up, man. Hit us up in the DMs, man. At Ricky Williams on Facebook, man. At Devin Ray on Facebook, man. Hit us up and let us know how you feeling, man. We look forward to those emails or to those DMs. On Instagram, man, you can find me at polo_4_me.
Self-promotion.
No, and this is just in the sense that, if you wanna hit me with something concerning BNY and what we talk about, hit us up. Because we may be heavy on our perspective, but we always, always, always appreciate everyone else's perspective, man. And we're not afraid to shout it out, to speak on it, and to bring it up. Because, you're offering something that we may not necessarily be looking at ourselves, man. And that's what we're creating. That's the culture and the environment that we're creating over here at BNY, man. So, understand that. Hit me when I say it, man. Don't just fall for the smile, man. But I'm being very genuine right now, man. Like, BNY we are a network for the people, by the people. Understand that. And I mean it.
What more can I say outside of that? I mean, it is what it is, Thank you, everybody that was here tonight. Kiana, Nell, our guest, Will, who had to bounce out.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Dev, always your time too as well.
Of course, bro.
Yeah, with the time stone on your head, so you control.
Got the headphones, man.
Hey.
Got my time stones back.
Hey, I appreciate everything we did tonight here on the pod. I appreciate everybody's contribution, their opinions. I appreciate the short-winded, the long-winded. It all goes with the conversation. We had to cut one topic out just for time, but there's nothing wrong with that. This podcast will be released in 3 parts.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'm doing.
We got a good bit tonight.
Yeah, this is a water
This
buffalo.
is one of the longest ones we've had in a while.
Nah. Remember? Oh, you were here for the 2021 BNY versus 2020.
Oh shit,
that was 5 hours.
Jesus.
Yeah, we started. It's 2020. We started at 7. I think we finished like at midnight, and then everybody left like at 2. So
damn.
Yeah, we were here for a minute. Nah, that was a good one. So now we'll cut this up. Release it the first half with Will. It's another party. Like every podcast, I listen to it. I'm like, okay, that's 2 parts. So I can release all this in one time. Release it in 3s. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and who knows? Maybe that'll be a thing we go get going forward. just make it more edible for the audience too as well. It's different when you see like 3 hours 20 minutes. You're like, oh shit,
fuck that.
But you see like 45 minutes, like, yeah, I got time for that.
With that.
I'm gonna hit the treadmill.
That's a drive or whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna drive to work on that one. You know what I mean? I go and I'll work out to that, whatnot. Have you assume exactly. So appreciate the listeners everywhere. I looked at the updated chart as far as countries go. Of course, the U.S., India, Bangladesh, Russia, UK, Germany, Africa, Australia, everywhere where the podcast has been played at. Number love for y'all, and thank you very much. We're getting close to 100. We're about a month and some change off from 100.
100th though.
Yeah, that 100 podcast. We got to start working with something special for that one. I haven't. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't done any work for that too as of yet. But we're not there yet. But we're getting close to get it like hopefully. I'm not gonna say what I want. I'm just gonna or what we like to do. We'll just drop it because I don't want to speak into existence and it doesn't happen. But if I'm speaking to existence, then it does happen too as well. So
we speaking it to existence in our own time.
Yeah, exactly. So exactly. We're the time lords of this one. Shout out to Rob Williams with the Celtics. That's it. That's all we got here, man. Number love for everybody out there. Appreciate everybody that contributes to everything BNY.
Of course.
It's a few changes on the horizon. Another podcast we're looking to new content on the way that we're working on. That's a little more specific to a certain culture. We just can't wait. So number love for everybody out there. Thank you once again, everybody else on the podcast, everybody tonight, everybody that weighed into the comments.
Of course,
the comments are huge when it comes to the podcast.
We need it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it gives us that adrenaline shot and just know that someone said this right here, we got to talk on that one. Someone said this right here, we got to talk on that one too as well. So yeah, it's all love. So we listen to y'all, we read it, we appreciate y'all. See you in the group chat throughout the week. Until then, one.